people. Yeah. All right. I thought I was going to be late, but I'm not. So take that. That's all I got. How's everyone doing? Woo! There's a lot of stuff that's been going on. We're going to give it a second because I am a minute early. So, maybe people are piling on. For those of you who don't know how time zones work, because a lot of you are like, what's Pacific Standard Time? I'm not going to teach you how those work, but I will tell you that if you put it in Google will figure it out for you. That's how I live my life, is letting Google figure it out for me. But fortunately, a bunch of you are here, so obviously it must not be that big of a deal. So we got a bunch of things to talk about before we get into the meat and potatoes. For all of you who are kind enough to be here early, there are some things I want to bring up very quickly. First, and I wrote myself notes so I stay on topic. This is a new jacket. It's a jacket that is available in my merch store. It has a little bacon and a handcuffs. That's the word for it. The varsity jacket. Someone ordered it and they're like, "Oh gosh, I can't keep it. Can I return it?" And I was like, "I usually wouldn't do returns, but I don't have one of these yet." So yes. So if you do that, it's probably not, because like once this is being made, it's being made. Maybe. I'm not going to make a habit of doing that, but I'm excited to have it, so I do thank them for doing that. In this case, it's very comfy. It's got these big old pockets on the inside. They're currently full of things and whatnot. Excellent stuff. The second thing is there is someone in my house right now who is hanging out, having a good time. There's paperwork that the police want to serve them, so there's a chance I might just be ending the stream very quickly because the police might show up, but it's not for me, it's for that other person. But don't say anything, because we don't want them to not be here when the police arrive. Wink wink, right? Don't think I don't still work with law enforcement. Yeah, no. Hey, JD's blow up doll, thank you. Scared in it for when he gets out. And Dennis, well, he did say actually, JD's blow up doll, that his sex life isn't great, so sorry about that. It might be about to improve. I'm not sure. Ooh, that's a bad joke. Dennis, thank you so much. This is a reminder that no matter how much of an idiot he is, no F-bomb screamed to the mic tonight. Yes, because children watch this for some reason. And that's great. I'm glad, because there's a lot of educational stuff. How is everybody doing? Couldn't Jeremy become a police officer in Egypt? Well, probably not. You'd have to be a citizen, I imagine, and speak the language. I feel like they wouldn't take him as a citizen because of his record. Why would they? What is he going to bring to them? Chris P. Bacon. Love the name. Can't wait for DeWitte's new video. Yeah, it might be a while, especially since Jennifer's not allowed to come back to the office, and he's not allowed to let her in or communicate with her in any way. So, Shutter Speed, did I get your email? I haven't checked my email in about a week. My life has been just insane. You'd think it would de-escalate at some point. It hasn't. We're working on it. It's great. It's good. So, let me tell you what we're all in for. We are going to talk about potentially 4 things, depending on how far we get into it. J Pavilion! Hey, wait. Oh, I have to do that because it's supposed to do a pop-up with the alert box. If you donate 37. It's not doing it. What's happening? Well, thank you anyway. Thanks for doing a stream. GS Levels to talk about this. Hey, I appreciate you, JP. Laura, thank you so much. We're going to leave this here because there's supposed to be, when people donate, the super chat's supposed to go off. What is happening? Why is it being a jerk? Because it wants to be. Well, I say, I don't know what's happening, but we're going to skip past that, and we're going to talk about the 4 things that we're going to try to get through before potentially the police arrive, if they do. And it's going to be the internal affairs interview, Vidler's footage from his body camera, the real-world police video that was just released, and the domestic violence thing was really just assault to a partner you're dating. It wasn't technically domestic violence, I don't think, which is good. So... Oh, did it show that? Did the super chat show up with DeWitte? Did it do it? If it did, I missed it. Okay. Good. It's also supposed to make noise, but nothing's. I don't know. It's been a crazy day for me. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it. I am here, so that's good. I don't. This is not going to be a structured thing, though, because again, my life is nuts. Crispy Bacon, according to the no contact order, Dewitte can't go back to where this happened, so that doesn't mean he can't go back to the office. That's a good question. I mean, he could petition to be like, no, that's my place of work. I have to go back. And he'd probably get that approved. Mechanics, thank you so much. Hey, Blue Strange Jeremy hasn't posted any videos. He's probably just held up in traffic. There's probably something going on. There might have been a crash and he had to, apply 3 tourniquets to a person. So that's probably what's happening with him, unfortunately. So we're just going to go straight into this. We're going to talk about a thing I posted on my community tab about the internal affairs interview. I still haven't watched it. I've not, because I don't want to talk about it since it is still an active investigation. Jeremy was allowed to record it. They gave him permission to record his interview with the internal affairs folks, or whatever the equivalent of them are. I call them internal affairs. They have a different name for themselves. It's fine. He was allowed to record it. His attorney was there. Attorney was allowed to record it. The problem is he's not allowed to post it anywhere. You can't publish it until the investigation is over and it has been cleared by Orange County. Car door opened. Was that the police? I don't know. I'm getting all excited. I'm sorry. I'm going to be very distracted because the police are going to come here and serve paperwork and things are going to go nuts. It's going to be great. I'm going to definitely turn you guys off for that. But my screen just died. All right, that's cool. What just happened? What is happening today? Anyway, we're just gonna wing it, right? So he wasn't allowed to post the internal affairs investigation because it was still active, even as the complainant. It specifically says in Florida's state law about internal affairs investigation, the posting of information, that the complainant cannot post it until it's been cleared, even if they have a copy of that stuff. Any information that is not available to the public, they cannot post. So that video is up for about 45 minutes. And then he took it down. I'm going to keep going in just a second, but I want to thank Blank Man for your donation. He has more trinkets on his utility belt than I do. But Batman still got him beat. So he's working his way up there. Robert H., thank you. I've been watching while falling asleep. I'm trying to stay up and awake, but in case I do, thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Robert. And of course, this is all going to be available after I'm done. And I'd love to edit it to a more coherent stream of consciousness after the fact. I do not have time to do it. So for those of you who are like, why are these so long? I don't know what to tell you. But thank you so much for your donation. Dr. Kelburn, leave Jeremy alone. I loved your video, by the way, on that. It was great. I got the joke. Hank, thank you so much. We need a safety brief, iPro, and something marked -37 smash. Well, I have the markers, and I have smashable things. We might have to do that at some point. But in celebration, not anger this time. Because I'm not angry about him. Now, regarding the internal affairs investigation, I did call him out and say, hey, Jeremy, after he'd already removed it. I mean, you weren't supposed to post that, right? Which, of course, he knew because he removed it, right? Obviously, someone's like, hey, take that down right now. I assume Amir's like, hey, stop it. But, of course, with a lot of the things that Jeremy posts that we identify as being an issue for him, it was downloaded. And we have actually quite a few of Jeremy's videos just in case he does take them down. And that is one of them. We do have that copy. And, of course, other people have posted that copy, which is great. It's fantastic. So once this investigation is over, we will be reviewing that video potentially if I feel that it's still relevant, if there's still sort of a public interest in it. But Jeremy then posted in his comment section on this video where he gave a tour of his house, someone who I assume was one of his own people was like, I bet Blue Bacon will comment on this, right? Well, I would, but I don't think he's ever approved any of my comments, ever. He holds all of his comments for review before they make it onto his channel. That's my understanding anyway. So, of course I'm not commenting, because what's the point? They'll never see the light of day. But Jeremy's like, oh yeah, he won't comment because he's too busy like getting information about the IA thing from his best friend Vidler, or so he said, et cetera, et cetera. No, that's not what I said. Vidler and I are not in communication. What I said was, I have a copy of his video, and it was illegal for him to post it. And Jeremy goes like, misdemeanors for everybody. No, just for you, Jeremy, because you committed one. Congratulations, Hank. No, that already happened. Sorry, I thought that was a new one. It was Christopher and Frank and Crispy Bake. Oh, man. You guys are going nuts. Thank you so much. Okay, now I have to read these before they disappear. Amir must be like that one scene, Liar Liar, with Jim Carrey. Hold that thought. Test, test, test. All right, there we go. I was hoping that was the police, but it wasn't. It was my the water company being like, "Did you know you have water leaking somewhere?" Which is awfully kind of them. So sorry about that. Aaron, Amir must be like that one scene, Liar Liar, where Jim Carrey was shouting to the phone of the client, "Yes, stop breaking the law." There are children watching. I'll watch my language. All right. Neil Rice, thank you so much. In the DB order, the judge said no weapons. Does that include pepper gun? Probably, actually, because that is considered a weapon. Crispy Bacon, thank you so much. His order also states no weapons. To answer both questions at the same time, I believe so. That seems pretty likely. Frank Perry, thank you so much. Thought Jennifer did not work for him. Amir said she'd been a contractor for his for a while now. Yeah, she's more than a contractor. The services she performs are not contractor services. She's definitely an employee. There's no way. I mean, I can't say that for a fact, like a legal fact, but there's no way she's a contractor. Who's she being contracted from? Does she have her own company that she's being hired from? I'm almost positive she is not. She's an employee. Christopher Tilley, thank you so much. Seeing all the videos where he's denying recording people and he uploads them anyway, can they not charge him for those recordings, especially the ones with Jessica? They probably could, but they have him for so many other things that it's not really worth it at this point. It's just going to be like a slap on the wrist for him. Like, here's a fine. Blah. Right? They have so much against him. What's the point? I think it's probably the mentality of what they're doing. What else do we have? Nothing. Let's keep. Go. Wait a second. What is this? Pebmets. Always a pleasure. JD's blow-up doll. It's JD calling BB from jail. I love you. No, it was not. Jay Pavilion, can you join the stream while I'm away? If they call me again, or if the police arrive, I'll just pop you in here. You can take over. Pet Mets, thank you so much. Always a pleasure. DeWitt may have met his match with Jennifer. I thought they were two of a kind. He may have thought he was playing her, but it appears that she may be the one to finally keep him in jail. I have thought from the beginning that she is smarter than we give her credit for. Once I started seeing her, like hearing her on the phone and how she was manipulating him, oh boy, she has things on him, right? She's basically blackmailing the dude because she's like, well, I know the crimes you committed. I can report that to the police, or I have reported to the police. And I'll only retract my statement if you do this, et cetera, et cetera. Like, she's dangerous, but like, damn girl, you're playing that game well. When's Jeremy's big court date, Billy? They keep changing it. I haven't kept up. I sort of assume that people will tell me on the day. We won't find out immediately what's happening anyway. All right, so that's the IA thing, the internal affairs bit where Jeremy done goofed because he thinks he knows like two laws really well. He doesn't really know them that well, but like he fails to understand all the other laws that exist. It's nuts. I don't know what's happening in his brain, but it's not good. Can anyone lip read? Is my audio out? No. Okay, will court be live streamed? Gosh, I hope so. I have no idea, but I certainly hope it is. All right, the next thing is okay, audio's good, great. The next thing is Sergeant Vidler's body cam was posted. And Jeremy made a lot of claims when he was arrested for the concealed carry of weapon, which I'm still kind of like, I don't like that happened. The stop was lawful. The rest of it was probably lawful, but I would say ill-advised still. Alec, I'd love to. I'm doing National Guard stuff, though, so I don't know how much time I'll have. That's right, I have National Guard this weekend, so next time I stream, I'm not going to have this beard. I might keep the mustache, though, just just because. I'm not permanently keeping the mustache. Herman, if it was SPU water calling in the north, you'd be there to fix the leak on Monday. Ha-ha! Come on down. Let me see where I was going. Yes, so Vidler footage, he made a lot of claims like Vidler's gun was shaking. I think he made that claim. It wasn't. It was steady, right? It says, I was dragged 2 to 3 feet. You weren't, right? He made that claim in his jail phone call. He made that claim after posting his own helmet cam, in which, like, it didn't look like he was dragged really at all. I posited the theory that he moved a couple inches and then his helmet was taken off and moved because you could see the rotation of the helmet. Your body's not going to rotate like that. So it seemed pretty clear. And he still maintained that he was dragged. But he's like, no, I didn't mean I was dragged like forever. It was just a little bit. And then we saw Sergeant Vidler's footage. And no, Jeremy wasn't dragged a single bit. His helmet was unbuckled and popped off. And then they moved the helmet. That was the dragging. Like, Jeremy, you were the one who uploaded his body cam footage. Why? It directly contradicts 2 other videos of yours. What is wrong with you? Why can't you maintain a narrative? Like, I get that it's hard to maintain all of these lies, but, like, try a little harder, dude. You're making it way too easy for me. I like a challenge. Let's go. There's no satisfaction in an easy sort of, caught them in a lie, but I didn't have to do any work for it. Oh, well. Not that I'm really upset about that. Jeremy meant he was a drag queen, not dragged. Jeremy's a drag queen would be terrifying. I'm gonna be real with you guys for a second. But yeah, that's JD's cellmate. Hey, how's it going? Would you get this guy out of here? And who is this Vidler guy he keeps ranting about? Get which guy? Oh, JD's cellmate. Oh, I get it because of the name. Vidler. Do I see them ever requesting a psych evaluation on him? I mean, they could. They've done it on the past. He just didn't show up, if I remember correctly. So, I mean, it's certainly not going to get him out of this. I don't think he has grounds to do a insanity plea. I think he's a little too full of himself to even consider an insanity plea in the first place. Insanity plea is actually really hard to get. And this, I would say, absolutely does not fall under that. I know a lot of people have asked that. Kyle, I thought the charge of considering... We're going to hit that on me. I thought the charge of carrying a concealed weapon was pretty cheesy, but dang, the boy can talk his grandmother into jail. Shut up, dimwit. Yes, shut up, dimwit. A judge could order Jeremy to be evaluated. That is correct, but if he refuses to do it, I mean, you could fine him for disobeying a judge's orders, but you can only really go so far. What was I? Oh, yes. The Real World Police video. That was a fun one. It was part 2 of like a Jeremy Dewitte, just like hour and a half long compilation of stuff. And it kind of like, it felt like a slap in the face to Jeremy. It was, there was a lot of stuff. JD comment is very fun. Thank you, Mean Sartin. There was a lot of stuff in there that was new to me. Maybe new to everybody. And then there's a lot of stuff that I think we had seen pieces of, but like it was the full thing, and kind of felt like a slap. Like, oh, I'm posting edited footage. Here it is, unedited, the full thing. Check this out. Haha, right? That's kind of what it felt like Real World Police was doing. Like, oh, yeah, we can play that game. Oh, yeah, by the way, I have a lot of footage, and you want to keep saying that I'm posting stuff that is edited. I'll just keep posting unedited stuff that is stuff that you definitely don't want out there. But the police released it to me because they got it on a warrant because you stored it all on your hard drive because you film everything that happens in your life, and your life is full of pretty horrible things. So, shocking. And we can get into that. Scumdog, thank you. Watch Ramsey's 2 Talk with Jay on Cop Watch. I do need to do that. So let me go over some of the things that I saw that really interested me when I was watching the video, I made a list, and I posted that list. But I feel like we should go into it in some depth. Let me change the screens here for a second. I go to my little community tab there. Stand by. All right. So the highlights, and this is in order. And if you guys want me to like pick out where exactly they are, I could do that. So the highlights that I found was Jeremy doesn't understand how traffic stops work, and that comes from he was conducting a funeral and he was taking up a second lane of traffic, which we already know he's not allowed to do. I put out a short little video on that at some point. Yeah, short little video. That would have been, I think, debunk number 1 or 2. And the officer like pulls him over and says, hey, you were blocking a lane of traffic that you're not supposed to block. You're doing all these things. And they arrested him. He's like, haha, I'll get away with it. They always drop these charges. And I guess they didn't. And so the officer like turns on their lights and sirens and says, pull over. And he goes, oh, you're pulling me over? Is this a traffic stop? Are you pulling me over? Of course. He's behind you, idiot. Yes, pull over. You are required to yield to law enforcement. Even when conducting the funeral statute actually says that you have to yield to emergency vehicles, to include law enforcement, ambulances, fire, etc. Right? You don't have that right away. You have to get out of their way. Good old Gesh, how's it going? Thank you so much. Thanks to the recent video where Corporal Ramsey and Dewitte, let's go through Jeremy's duty belt item by item. The part where Corporal Ramsey gets to Dewitte's non-functional radio is priceless. I don't think I have. I think I skipped that one, but I do have to go back because that does sound like a good time. Oh, man. Excuse me. This is Max Powers. Just saw your comment. Parker Harrison, thank you so much. New drinking game my buddies and I thought of. Take a shot every time Jeremy says Florida statute or statute. Or when he says is. Or when he says the funny thing is. Or when he says, but at the end of the day. That would kill you. Hank, thank you so much. A plea to all auditors, please audit Metro State. Right? Why hasn't that happened yet, I wonder? It kills me. I want that. I want to see that go down. But, I mean, don't do it now. Wait till he's actually in his office, you know. But don't harass him. I'm not calling to anyone to harass him. Absolutely not. I just think it'd be really fun if someone sort of had that idea already. But, yeah. Oh, we had big plans, too. And the plans are still going through. But Jeremy might not see the fruit of our labor. It's fine. It's happening anyway. I'm going to keep it a secret still. But there's some big stuff we had going on. What else? Jeremy still thinks funeral statute states he can hold intersections. It doesn't actually say that. Nowhere in the funeral statute does it say that he can hold intersections. It doesn't say that he can stop his bike and say, hey, no, you can't come into my intersection. It doesn't say that. What it says is that you can have a vehicle in the front. You can have a procession. They all have to follow each other as closely as possible. And yes, police will hold intersections. But guess what? They have the lawful authority to do so. Jeremy, you don't have that. You're not even a security company, right? You have no authority to do any of that. There is training you can get in Florida State, allegedly, apparently, that will actually like give you, I don't want to say a license to do it, but it'll give you like appropriate training to hold an intersection direct traffic. I think you probably have to be a security company to get it, but like Jeremy certainly doesn't have it. That's my understanding anyway. I couldn't say exactly for sure that is true, but I'm fairly certain. RFD, thank you so much. The concealed weapon arrest was great because it was something that Jeremy thought he could talk. So we obviously let him talk for 2 hours. Oh, well, see, I really do need to watch that one. I really do. Check the legal law. Ooh, a state prosecutor's now involved. Heck yeah. Oh, man. If Adler retires after this, I'm buying a bottle of like Dom Perignon and just sending it his way. You can buy them at Costco, I think. I was checking. Death Throne, thank you so much. Can Jeremy be in trouble for releasing the Internal Affairs videos? Does him taking it down cancel that? So, yeah, he can get in trouble. It is a misdemeanor, I believe. And if it still circulates after he posts it, since he is the original cause, despite the fact that he took it down, it is still out there. So, yes, he could be held liable for that. I don't know if they would. I don't know how much they actually care. This isn't like a super important IA investigation, I think. Like, this isn't like, a man has been murdered. So I think they're just going to ignore it. But yeah, Carlos, yes. You know, it's busy. Busy life. Trying to make it less busy. But it's going to remain busy for a while, for a couple weeks at least. Cop keeps saying 5 years in prison for every charge. Yes, I mean, that's the maximum. He's not going to get 5 years for every charge. But yes, all right, moving on. Let's see. I can't. I got to thank all of you, so I got to read this. Sort, negative 37. Thank you so much. Arizona law requires the word funeral escort to be on the cars, as well as one lighted lamp exhibiting a red or and blue light, along with a siren or exhaust whistle. JD was in the wrong state, right? If only he had been in a different state. But I think Arizona also requires you to be like certified, right? Like most other states require you to have like at least one police officer with you, or to be a security company. Florida's super relaxed compared to some of the other states I've checked. I don't know about Arizona, though. I haven't read their full statute. Or have I? No, I read the New Mexico one. Maybe. I don't know. Moving on. Jeremy admits his bike is a commercial bike, but there are allegations it's insured or was insured as a non-commercial vehicle. Remember, he had all those problems with his insurance. He's like, Sergeant Fiddler took away my insurance. No, Sergeant Fiddler called the insurance and said, hey, do you insure commercial vehicles? And I think he was using... not Allstate. I forget which one it was. We checked this at one point. And they went, no, we actually don't insure commercial vehicles. And they went, oh, okay, well, this guy's using them commercially, and other people are using them commercially that aren't on the actual, insurance, et cetera, et cetera. And they're like, oh, okay. And they revoked all his insurance, and he got really, really mad. But that's on him because he falsely filed insurance stuff. So he does admit that his bike is commercial, but we don't believe that it was insured commercially, which I think is a little hilarious. Brandon, can we talk about the video where he finds out that Vidler is being placed on administrative leave? You know what? I did a stream on that already, I believe. But I can briefly mention that Vidler is not on administrative leave. He's working administration. Right? Administrative leave means that you're not working at all, generally, right? Due to paperwork or something. So what happened with Sergeant Vidler is there was the internal affairs investigation, and just like what usually happens with internal affairs investigation, the person who is being investigated is taken off the road. They're given desk duty, so they just file paperwork. It's super chill. It's not bad. They get paid the same, and then they just wait it out because you don't want to have that officer still on the road if there are concerns. Now this doesn't mean Sergeant Vidler is guilty of anything, of doing anything wrong. It's a precaution. But Sergeant Vidler is not, as Jeremy claimed, suspended without pay, at least according to, I think, Lieutenant Ashley Strange. She sent out an email to someone who requested it, and they shared it with me. I have not contacted Lieutenant Strange myself, so I can't confirm the legitimacy of that email, but it certainly does not ring any alarm bells regarding legitimacy to me. So, I don't know. All right. Let's see. What else do I have here? Oh, Jeremy tells an officer he is merely an observer while he's in the intersection. But later he admits that he was holding traffic. No, holding your hands out and saying, you stop, you come this way, you do this. You're not merely an observer. Why would you need to observe it? If you're not going to act on it, why are you there? Right? And of course, Jeremy is there to act on it. So he's not merely an observer. That's a stupid thing to say, Jeremy. But unfortunately, you're in jail right now, so you can't respond. Which is a shame because I would have loved to see the responses that you had about this. You'll notice that he didn't respond about the thing that Master Sergeant Retired said, or the interview he had, which is a shame because there's a person who apparently knew Jeremy like a decade ago. And it was like, yeah, Jeremy was pulling over vehicles when he was doing a security type job. It's nuts. It's not good. Looks as if JD will miss his meeting with IA. Well, he had a meeting with them. I don't know if he's going to have another one. I mean, they can come into his cell and be like, all right, we're going to keep talking to you, but they probably won't. All right, Jeremy doesn't beat every ticket he gets, despite claims to the contrary. When he was talking to the police officer, he's like, oh, you can ticket me, but they always get dismissed. They always get dismissed. Now, a lot of the times when they get dismissed, when a ticket gets dismissed, it's not always because the person being ticketed is right. Sometimes it's the officer is just not able to show up. Sometimes the prosecutor is just not willing to prosecute because there are a lot of important things happening around that time, and they just can't focus their energies. There are a lot of reasons why this would be the case, why a ticket might be dismissed. Jeremy has not gotten all of his tickets dismissed, I assure you. So he's wrong about that. He does make a lot of claims like, the judge said we could do this, but he's never provided any evidence of that. So do I believe him? No, because he lies all the time. Is it possible that he is telling the truth? I guess, but I would consider unlikely. Carlos, Jeremy is in jail since, 2 days ago? Approximately? Something like that. We're going to get to that. It's there's some good stuff. There's some real Gucci shenanigans going on. Right. Jeremy defaulted on a court payment plan despite having so much money, allegedly. Yes, Jeremy, there are a couple filings in his record. Basically, he just failed to pay things that he was supposed to pay due to his legal issues. And he has a lot of legal issues, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know. If you ever have like 5 minutes, go into the Orange County Sheriff's Office website. Just type in OCSO criminal record, right? And it'll take you to a portal, and you type in his name, you click I'm not a robot, and you'll see all the things. It's nuts. It's absolutely insane how much he's been charged with. Whether or not he's been convicted, which many of them he was, but whether or not he's been convicted, the fact that he's been charged so many times is nuts. And Frank, thank you so much. Cop watch video, then let Jeremy just keep talking himself into being guilty, and they have 2 different body cams. He keeps talking. I'm going to have to check that out. JD's cellmate. You said JD doesn't beat everything he gets. That's all he does in here at night. Touche. Jay Frazier, the cops are not on him for nothing at this point. There is evidence of criminal activity. I don't know what you're talking about, but all right. Now, the funny thing about Jeremy defaulting on the court payment is he keeps posting these videos bragging about how much money he has and how expensive things are. And my wife has like $10,000 purses. I have $1,500 in cologne. Like, cool. Then why can't you pay your legal fees? Maybe sell some of those. Stop buying them. I can't help but think some of those are fake, or many of them are used, because there are so many indicators that he is not very good with money. And maybe that is him not being good with money, but don't know. What else do we have? Jeremy, this is a good one. Jeremy has a username that is SFOps2015, which isn't stolen valor, but if he's convincing people he's a soldier, which he never was, before sleeping with them, and this username was for Ashley Madison, by the way, then it could be considered rape by deception or fraud, which is not a good look for a sexual offender. It's very unlikely that it would go that far, but if you convince someone that you're something that you're not, and that is the reason they sleep with you, then their consent was given through fraudulent, or you gain their consent fraudulently. It's sort of like if you watch How I Met Your Mother, and Barney is like, I'm a billionaire, haha, and then the person sleeps with him because like, I can get money because he has so much money, and now I'll have access to his money. Well, that would be rape by deception, potentially. It's not something that comes up often, but it is something that has come up in courts of law. So Jeremy, if he was really unlikely, could be facing something like that, which would be really, really bad. SF equals so fake. Thank you so much, Pizza Driver. I love it. Bitwise79, thank you so much. $15 to $100 in cologne. That's a lot of Old Spice. Yes. I don't know what his cologne is. I know he has Aqua di Gio, which is an expensive cologne, but it's $1,500 worth of just that would be nuts. He has like a lot of different types, which is weird because usually when someone has a cologne, they have a specific cologne so that people associate themselves with that smell. Like, that's kind of the idea. It's like, this is my scent. This is what I smell like. So having that much cologne seems odd. Stan, thank you. I saw that. Oh, Joe Breezy, thank you. I'm happy that you caught me live too. It's good to have you here. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, all right. So, yes, SFOps 2015. Now, this came up. There was an interview, I think it was Sergeant Vidler. They brought him in. They arrested him. He was very confused. He started crying at one point. It was sad and depressing. Like, come on, guys. Stop it. Stop it. Stop crying in the interview room. Be a man. Well, not that men don't cry. Men can cry. You can cry. If you're a man, you can cry. Please. But, like, Jeremy, stop it. These are the consequences of your own actions. You should have known better. What happened was he registered this name on Ashley Madison, and then he failed to inform whoever's in charge of keeping track of sex offender internet names, and then they got him, right? They found out. They're like, oh, cool. So he didn't register that. He's required to register any internet identifier. So email, registered. Facebook, registered. YouTube probably has to be registered. All of it. Ibatha. I'm going to guess it's Ibatha. Thank you. All of this stuff has to be registered. He didn't register it. And she's like, ooh, damn. Like, this is the place where you go to hook up with people. And you're a registered sex offender. Bad look, guy. Real bad look. And at one point, they're like, so what does SF Ops mean? And Jeremy goes, operator. Like, no. Tell us the full thing. Tell us the full thing, Jeremy. But they didn't ask further, which is a shame. I would have loved that. But they didn't do it, so it's fine. It's whatever. Also, hi, everyone. There are a lot of you in here right now. It is a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much. This is just sort of a refresher on the things that have been happening in the last week. So I hope that we're all having fun. Now, this is actually, I think, a good one to listen to without watching, because I don't really have any visuals today. But just so you know, in case you want to, if you don't have time to go through all of this in one run. Hank, thank you so much. JD's signature scent is dead skunk found in a porta potty on Taco Tuesday. That's disgusting. I love it. All right, what else do we have? Oh, and then we get to the bit about Jennifer. There's a lot of interviews with Jennifer, and I don't trust Jennifer. I don't trust that the things coming out of her mouth are correct or fully accurate. So take these ones with a grain of salt. But they are certainly fun to sort of listen to and go, what if that was true? So we have, let's see. Jennifer has claimed that she has a video of Jeremy admitting to pulling people over. She also stated Jeremy told her he was a former police officer in Special Forces. Now, we've seen videos of Jeremy doing this. There's a video where he's actually with Jennifer. Netflix Creative Development. I'm so sorry. This is amazing. Thank you so much. Netflix Creative Development says, "Well, this is really screwing up our plans." And did he ruin your Netflix special? I love that you've made that name, by the way. That's phenomenal. I love the joke. So there's a video out there of Jeremy and Jennifer. They're outside Buffalo Wild Wings, and they're talking to two police officers. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I used to be a police officer for like whatever county, I forget which one. It starts with an O, not Osceola. Forget, I don't know. He's like, oh, I was also Special Forces. My riser popped. I was a major for 12 years. That's where we get all that information, where he's lying to people about that. So we've seen him make that claim, so I actually believe her on this one. Ibatha, I'm no body language expert. Watch JD's fingers when he's under stress. He rubs his fingertips when he lies. Does it every time. Good observation. Love it. We're going to actually talk about some body language stuff with Jennifer, because I think we are actually going to watch the video of the testimony. Why not? Let's do that. Joe Breeze Jr., thank you so much. What do you say? Oh, super cheesy. Today's your 50th birthday. You know what? That's a happy buzzer, Joe. That's a happy birthday buzzer right there for you, you big guy. Hey, happy birthday. Everyone. Hey, it's Joe's birthday. Give him a big happy birthday in that chat there. We hit, give him a few party hats or something. Hey, happy birthday though. Oh, I'm sorry. It was Jessica, Buffalo Wild Wings, not Jennifer. Okay, I can't keep this. He's got too many women in his life. It's nuts. It's fine. It's good. It's fine. Jessica. Yes, you are correct. Jay Pavilion, thank you. If Jimmy goes on Dr. Phil's show and invites me to talk about him on the show in your face, you're pretty fugly. Well, if they ask me back, I'll try to get your music in on that. I'll be like, hey, dude, this is the intro music. Jay Pavilion, if you don't know, did some great EDM stuff with Jeremy. It's fantastic. I don't think Dr. Phil is going to do another thing because I think Jeremy's going to be in jail. But anyway, why? Oh, there we go. Let's keep going. What else do I have? All right. Jennifer stated Jeremy converted to Islam while in the military in 2004 or 2005. Based on Jeremy's criminal record, it would have been impossible for him to have been in the military at this time. So yeah, if he converted to Islam in 2004 or 2005, fine, good for him. But he wasn't in the military when he did it. And we'll get into what he might have been in. But I have this crazy theory based on some information that came up later in that video. And I will tell it to you now, in fact, because that's the next bit. Jennifer claims that the Muslim community helps to pay Amir when Jeremy can't afford the legal fees. Allegedly, Amir is Jeremy's attorney because Amir is also Muslim and was chosen by the Muslim community to represent Jeremy. So I had this theory that Jeremy, and I can't prove any of this, but I have a theory that Jeremy converted to Islam to get help from the Islamic community so that they would pay his legal fees. Just a theory. And then he's run with it all this time because he keeps needing legal assistance financially. Do I know that's true? No, of course I don't know if that's true, but it's a fun theory that I came up with. And it's interesting that the idea that the Muslim community pays Amir, and I've actually explained quite a few things regarding why Amir is still working with Jeremy. Pebmets, thank you. I think Corporal Ramsey did a great job interviewing Dewitte. I think Dewitte should worry more about Ramsey than Sergeant Vidler. He could not talk his way out of some things Ramsey mentioned. Yeah, Ramsey did an excellent job interviewing Jeremy. In every interview I've seen where Ramsey is doing that, Ramsey just kills it. He doesn't go too far, but he sticks with it long enough to get what he wants without sort of turning Jeremy off of the interrogation or interview, right? As there are some things that sort of go unsaid. They're like, oh, we should have pushed harder. But if you push too hard, the person just stops talking. So it's a very fine back and forth with interviews and interrogations. It's a very much a game of it's a dance. It's really what it is. What else do I have? Jennifer, that's the word I was looking for, claims Jeremy does security for mosques. That's likely, honestly. And there are videos where Jeremy says that, I have to do security for the mosque tonight. While you don't need a security license to be employed as security at a mosque or any religious center that holds services, in Florida at least, you still can't advertise yourself as a licensed security company, which Jeremy allegedly has. If we look at his website, it basically does. And you can't contract yourself to the mosque, which Jeremy likely also does. He is not employed by any single mosque. It appears he is employed by several businesses to do security, to include, on his own claim, a casino. That's the word I can never think of the word casino. I don't gamble, so I don't use the word casino that often. You'd think I remember it, though. It depends on if they're hiring him and they're employing him and he's under their license, or if he's saying like, oh yeah, Metro State is a security company, I can do it under my own. There are some questions that need to be answered before I can say whether or not Jeremy actually is in the wrong with his security stuff. But I have seen written statements from some people that he has worked with, and they said that they did believe he was a security company, which makes me believe that he was employed as a contractor instead of as an actual employee of the church or the mosque or the whatever. Pebmets, did I already answered that one? I'm sorry, it popped up again because I didn't. There it is. Christopher, that's the one that popped up. But first, J. Pavilion, Real World Police, and you have the same name. How cool is that? It's pretty neat. Kudos to you. Christopher Tillery says, and thank you so much, says, now I went through ROTC in college to earn my commission. I remember them asking us about criminal history, and I find it hard that he could do 2 years and that his does not come up at all as a problem. Yes, I would agree. Now, they might have let him, be involved without the chance of signing a contract, right? They might have been like, you can do 2 years, but that's it, right? That's my thought. I'm being a little lenient because I never did ROTC. I don't know how all the rules work for that. It's possible. I find it a little unlikely, but it is possible. But we're going to get to that. We're going to get to the ROTC stuff. James Brown, what did you tell me 3 weeks ago? Amir's related to his wife's dad and owns the company under the table. Well, I'd love to see evidence of that. That would be great to have evidence of. If you can email it to me, that'd be phenomenal. What just happened? Sam Johnson, hey, this guy. No, you. Linda, thank you so much. Thank you for all you do. Saying good vibes from Boston. I love Boston. Boston's so fun. Drivers there are terrible. Hate the drivers. Y'all need to learn. But I bet you're a great driver. Just because. I have no reason to think otherwise, other than everyone in Massachusetts sucks. Now, to be fair, everyone here in Washington sucks too. Driving. But it's mostly texting and driving. Oh my God, there's so much of it. I hate it so much. To be fair, though, being in Miami is so much worse than Miami. So I can't really complain that much. It's the police officer in me. I hate texting and driving. I hate seeing people doing that. It's one of the things that I'm always going to give you a ticket for. But Boston. Yeah, there's a lot of history in Boston. I love history. History is great. Where was I? You can see Amir's getting less confident by just looking at his eyes. I feel like he's just getting tired of showing up again and again and again. Oh, New York, in New York City, driving in New York City. I've never driven in New York City, but I've been the passenger, and it's just like, good God, like you have to be. Everyone expects you to be super aggressive, so you're actually endangering yourself more if you're not super aggressive. It's so weird. New York City, let me tell you. I don't know about the state, don't know about New York State, but the city, let me tell you. All right, what else do I got? I got more. Don't you worry. I'm looking for my mouse. Don't know where it is. There it is. Found it. Great. We figured it out real quick. There's my foot pedal. I couldn't find it for a second, but we got it. And we're back to zoomed out. I love this foot pedal. It's the greatest idea I've ever had, which is not true. The greatest idea I ever had was the name Blue Bacon. Also not true, but definitely better idea than the foot pedals, which are still a great idea. Doesn't matter. JD Self-Control. Thank you so much. This page intentionally left blank. You guys are hilarious. Oh. What part of Western New York, Matthew, if you don't mind me asking? I saw another state. Something about Vermont? What part of Vermont? I like the East Coast. I visited the East Coast. It's a lovely place. My girlfriend has family in Pennsylvania, so we did a little travel. Oh, sheesh. Yeah, tell me. Oh, yeah, no, the red button was a great idea. I'm super happy with that red button, let me tell you. Eddie, thank you. Told Vidal he got his training overseas, which he hasn't. Which one of the reasons I don't believe a single thing he says about the military is like one of these claims is probably accurate, but we don't know because he's made so many claims. So, oh, Virginia, what's up? I was in Virginia in January with the National Guard. Lovely place. Oh, Wisconsin. I've been through Milwaukee a few times. Yeah. Now we're just talking about states. Let's do it. Let's take a break. Baltimore, Maryland. Been to Baltimore a couple times. Good seafood. I'm not a big seafood person, but theirs is pretty good. Baltimore Harbor. I definitely was in that area. There was a ship that I think was a restaurant. I'm almost certain. Couldn't tell you. It was near the Hard Rock Cafe. That's all I remember. That was before the Army. Michigan. I feel I must have been in Michigan before. Hey, Missouri. I hate Missouri. It's fine now. Missouri's got St. Louis is very nice. It's a very fun city. But Fort Leonard Wood ruined Missouri for me. Pittsburgh. Oh, I've been through Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Yes. Yeah. I want to say I've been through Pittsburgh. I've been through, what's the other city? Where's the state penitentiary? I can't say the word penitentiary. I've been to that one. I don't think I've been in Georgia. Ontario. Ooh, Canada, eh? Hey, how's it going? Oh, yeah, my girlfriend has been my best decision. Good save. Thank you. Thank you, Jamie. Philadelphia. That's the one. I've been to Philadelphia. Morgantown, West Virginia. That sounds super familiar. New Jersey. I'm sorry, New Jersey is okay. It's okay, but Jersey Shore. Come on, why didn't you go and stop them? You're in the state. You could have been like, hey, that's enough. Don't do it. Oh man, I'm sorry. We got so distracted. Serving flus with Bradley Cooper. I don't know. It's nice to hear where you guys are from. Oh, Connecticut. Heck yeah. Orlando. Oh, yep. Orlando's a place. Weird stuff. I haven't been to Orlando. Only place in Florida I've been are Miami and the Keys. I loved the Keys. Love pirates. Very piratey place. I want to go back. I'm going back to the Keys one of these days. Phenomenal. David Gintoli? And I gotta check that. Here for the Scotch slang. All of you are so obsessed with that. The buzzard. How it's supposedly the Scotch. It's not when it's hit. It's red. Ha! All right. What was the name? David Gintoli. I don't know if that's how it's said. You know what? I'll take it. I can live with. I feel like I've seen him in something. Grimm. That's it. Yep. I've seen him in Grimm. Grimm's a fun show. I'll take. You know what? He can play me the Netflix series on this, which will maybe happen. Kentucky. Never been to Kentucky. If I did, I go to the horse races. because what else are you going to do? And for the chicken. What else do we have? House on the Rock. Beer here. Oh, I want some beer. What? Manitoba. Manitoba, is that Florida? Oh, goodness. I know the name Manitoba. Westerly. Oh, Rhode Island. I don't think I've been to Rhode Island. Someday I'd like to. Naples, Florida. Kathleen, if I'm close to you, I need to have like a meetup with some of you that are in the area. We'll just drink some beer and I'll tell you terrible stories and just ramble on forever. Long Island, New York. I'll see other people like the Keys. Green Bay, yup. North Carolina, Iowa. I don't know if I've been to Iowa. I've been to Arizona. Mesa, Arizona. I don't think I've been to Mesa. Irvine, California. Been to California. Of course I was. Hialeah, Florida. That's where I was, Eric. No, we talked about that, Eric. Because I was doing my live stream wandering around like dangerous parts of Hialeah. I was telling you to come hang out. And you didn't. That's on you. All right. I'm getting distracted. PDX Ninja. Nice. Sort of. Oh. All right. Hold on. Whidbey Island. Oh, nice. Whidbey Island. Hey, what's up? That's not that far from me, I think. North Carolina, Morgantown, Orlando, Tampa, Clearwater, Rhode Island, Idaho. Man, you guys are from everywhere. It's great. Matthew Broderick as well. Young Matthew Broderick. I'd take that. All right. I feel like I've caught up. We're going to move on. I just got really excited about that. That was fun. It was fun. North Texas? Heck yeah. Never been to Texas. No, I flew through Texas when I was transporting a prisoner. I got to fly in a plane with a gun. It was great. Commentator, auditor, when you're late to the stream, we're barely in the middle of it. It's great. Welcome to it. Jade's prison wallet. Can someone buy me a smaller phone? Thank you. Woo! You know what? That one got me. You get a stamp of approval on that one. One of these days, we'll get that button, that little dinger, and I won't have to take that stamp off and do that. Minneapolis. Nice. Netherlands. Oh, the Netherlands, eh? I've been to the Netherlands. Amsterdam's in the Netherlands, right? I feel embarrassed I have to ask that. Yes, it is. Of course it is. Maybe. Favorite comedian. All right. Favorite comedian. I'll get back to this. Oh, boy. There are... Who is my favorite comedian? Bert Kreschner is a fun one. Mostly, I mean, there's like only one thing that I've seen, only one joke I've ever seen him do, which is his Russian mob story, which is phenomenal. Who's the guy with the diner one? He was on SNL. It was a Salt and Pepper diner where he plays What's New Pussycat like 17 times or whatever. Whose name I can't forget. I love his stuff. He's just so weird. There are others that I really like whose names just aren't coming to me, unfortunately. I don't know if those two aren't my favorites, but they're ones that I definitely listen to quite a bit. I am the Machine. John Mulaney, that's the one. Yes. I didn't see Bert's special on Netflix. I just remember his story about the machine. I'm like, that's just such a good story. I heard that like the rest of it wasn't great. I just was like, I don't want to watch the rest of it then. Mulaney talks about quicksand. Yes. There was the one about the ducks where he's talking about his like crazy boss. Anyway. Oh, there's some good old ones that like are just phenomenal as well. But all right, back to Jeremy. We had that's a nice break. Don Rickles. How can you not like Don Rickles? I think I like Don Rickles. I definitely know the name. Who's the Take My Wife Please guy? Rodney Dangerfield? He had some good stuff. I just had another one. Doesn't matter. There's some great ones. George Carlin. He was clever. He was a clever guy. Let me tell you. Falcon, thank you so much. Color Bell. We have one coming. We have one coming. Anyway, there's so many great comedians. I could talk about them for hours while we go over which ones I've heard of or not. But let's keep going with Jeremy. Jeremy, according to Jennifer, has fired contractors because like, hey, you never paid me. He's like, haha, you didn't do a good enough job, so I'm not going to pay you. And then you're fired. Get out of here. Allegedly. But yeah, Lindsay Morrison. At some point, I am going to show off the mail. Once we know that the PO box works. Simple Splashy. Hey, how's it going? How come JD's out doing funerals Friday and Saturday? Is he? Leslie Nielsen. Nielsen. Yes, Naked Gun guy. I don't know if he ever did stand up, but his movies are phenomenal. Absolutely incredible. Oh, Henry Youngman was the Take My Wife Please guy. According to all y'all. Who is Rodney Dangerfield then? I remember who I'm thinking of. He's a piano guy. He played piano. He had the phonetic punctuation bit. None of you are going to know who he is, I bet. If you do, you get a buzzer hit. Victor Borga. That's the one. I get a button. I give myself a button hit. Yeah, what's up? All right. Oh, No Respect is Rodney Dangerfield. That's right. He's the one. I got no respect. No respect. You guys know Victor Borga? You guys all get a button hit too. Phenomenal. All right. There's a bit of a delay here. So I said it first before I saw you guys saying it. But yes. So let's see. All right. Jeremy cried when he was interrogated about failing to register an internet identifier as a sex offender. I already talked about that. I get it. Breaking the law is tough. Maybe stop doing it. You won't have to keep being harassed by the police because they're doing their job and stopping criminals. Oh, here's a good one. Jeremy claims he completed Ranger SF selection with the Army, but was kicked out when he got hit with his sex offender charge. Not only did he never serve in the Army, his claim contradicts other statements he's made about the reason he left the Army. Let's go into that. Greasy, thank you so much. So, Special Forces selection, I believe, is 2 weeks. And then once you're like, yep, you passed, the school is like another year and a half. Ranger, does Ranger even have selection, or is it just Ranger school? It doesn't make sense. Now, he would have been in ROTC at the time, which is what he's claiming. He would have been in ROTC. ROTC, I don't believe, goes to Ranger SF school. I don't think they can get slots. Now, at the time, it's entirely possible there was like an equivalent sort of training that was supposed to be kind of intense, and they just was like, this is ROTC version, haha. But like, I'm almost certain legally they cannot put you through that course because that course is insane. It's not. There was a documentary on Netflix a while back called 2 Weeks in Hell that was really kind of eye-opening to what the soldiers had to go through. I watched that before I joined the military and went, nope, not going to SF. No, thank you. Why was like, oh, maybe I can. And I went through basic and went, no, I don't want to do this again. No. So, there's possible there was some sort. He says it was like some summer program that was 8 weeks, which would be an appropriate amount of time for Ranger school. The timing adds up, but I'm pretty sure Ranger school, like part of it happens during the winter. I could be wrong about that. It happens in the mountains. Maybe it's not in the winter. I might just be making that up. I don't know. I don't know about Ranger school. I've never been through Ranger school. Never really asked too many questions about it. I didn't care because I was never planning on going through it. Somebody especially, thank you. It was the vid after the gunner. Oh, okay, I gotcha. It's if he's claiming that he was kicked out when he got hit with his sex offender charge, which we believed much more likely than any of his other claims. Well, that contradicts his claim that he was a major, 12 years in the Army, jumped into Fallujah, popped a riser, broke his back, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So, obviously, one of these stories isn't true. This ROTC story is more plausible, but still, considering how much he has lied, I still don't trust it. Now, he does claim that he was tabbed after completing Ranger/SF school in college ROTC, despite the fact that ROTC doesn't get sent to those schools. I've never heard of it happening. Never. Correct me if I'm wrong. 2004, 2005, that there wasn't a program for that. Correct me, because I could be completely wrong about this. But even if he did get tabbed, he wasn't signed up for anything. We know this because he doesn't have a military record. He didn't sign the contract that he was going to be an officer. So getting a tab is meaningless. It's just, oh yeah, anyone can buy a Special Forces Ranger tab. Or a scroll. I think the SF has a scroll. Rangers have the tab. Is that right? I think that's right. I don't know. If they were given it like, here, it's ceremonial. Like anyone can buy it. It's a ceremonial thing. You didn't complete Ranger SF school. There's no way. I'd love to be proven wrong, but no. Jeremy says, quote, I don't have a DD-214. I was an ROTC only, end quote. Again, contradicts his other claims completely. I'm hitting that. You find he stretched the truth. Yeah, no kidding. Anyone know how much JD got from his insurance settlement? I think I did at one point. I don't remember. He did get he got his first felony at 1998. He was born in 1980, I believe, so that would have been around 18. So the chance of him getting accepted into an ROTC program, very, very slim. The chance of him getting to the military, probably even slimmer. Well, this was 2004, 2005. They were ignoring a lot of stuff that they wouldn't ignore today, right? 'Cause this was like the middle of the Iraqi war. And they were taking everybody. So his felonies might not have been that big of a deal, considering. Rangers have tab, and Ranger regiments have scrolls. SF have tab. Well, that probably checks out. I never really paid attention. Let's say Jennifer. Excuse me. Jeremy is scared of Jennifer testifying. It's another thing that came out. She was like, "I'm going to testify." He's like, "No, don't do it. No." Blah, 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 blah. Right? Like, oh, dude. Wonder why that is. Kind of strange. But okay. Ooh, Jeremy allegedly sold cell phones at a mall and claimed that it was an undercover assignment. Maybe he was working for the police and he was trying to catch thieves, right? That's why he was working the cell phones. In reality, what it probably was he was told was. Now I'm turning into him with his is. What it probably was he worked at, if he even worked at a mall kiosk in the first place, he was told, be on the lookout for thieves. And he went, ha, undercover. What? No. Unless he was like loss prevention or something. In which case, yeah, that actually might be a thing where you're pretending to be an employee. Usually if you're doing loss prevention, you're going undercover, you're pretending to be a shopper. So it doesn't really check out, maybe. I'm curious. I've never heard this before. Jennifer said it. Don't know if I can trust it. Jennifer also said that, no, Jeremy actually said this one. He chose to have an affair because his sex life is horrible. And it's funny that he used the word affair because he was like, oh, yeah, my wife is totally cool with it. Like, I'm Muslim, so everything's fine and dandy. But his wife definitely didn't know about it. We learned that at the end of that video. Steven, thank you so much. Going to send a message when the new arrest video came out. I'm glad you caught a live stream, too. Thank you so much. His business partner, his being Jeremy, so Jeremy's business partner, Jessica, seems to be a bit more of a business, or but more than a business partner. If you catch my drift there, you see. There were a lot of implications that they were getting it on. Taco Josh Gaming, I love it. Thank you. Jumped from Metro State Special Forces Funeral Director was not happy about me landing on his car in the parking lot. Had my high-res equipment on. That's right. Wish your rise didn't pop. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Gotta stretch the old spine there. What does he have that these crazy ladies want? Well, they're crazy. So I think that tells you a lot of what you need to know. There's a reason he gets these ladies and no one else is, because they're insane. Potentially. It's nuts. He does have a very commanding presence, and some women are very attracted to that. But still. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's see. Contrary to statements made by Jeremy, his wife did not know about his affairs. And the video ends that Real World Police posted. And this is all of this I've been reading is stuff from Real World Police's video. It appears Jennifer called Rania, which she threatened to do, and said, "Yep, we were getting it on. He told me that we were going to move in together or something, but then I found out that wasn't true. I found out who he really is, so I'm letting you know." And for some reason, this whole thing is recorded. Like, why is that being recorded? Why is there a video of it? Jeremy, why are you recording this? I can only assume it's Jeremy recording it. What on earth? Like, your wife is crying there. What are you doing? Why are you who you are? Why are you this bad of a person? Stop it. Get help. It's a Michael Jordan reference. In court, under oath, Jeremy ever mentioned he was in the Army? I don't believe so. I am unfamiliar with him mentioning anything about the military under oath. In court, anyway. Was the appeal of non-married people on Ashley Madison? Is it for people who like that taboo danger of being caught? That would be my guess. I don't know. I'm not really into that sort of thing. Cop Watch video says he accidentally recorded that woman on his body camera and forgot it was on. But an earlier video says he was recording her And then he told her about recording her beforehand. That's potentially worth looking into for the prosecutor to determine what the intent was, if there was intent. James, thank you so much. Gas attendant lied. Girl in bar lied. Jennifer lied. Jessica lied. Vittler lied. Ramsey lied. Dr. Phil lied. And also, apparently, I lied. Does that sum up Jeremy's story? Yeah, basically. Everyone's lying but him, despite the fact that we can conclusively establish that he's lying. JD's prison fist. You're not attracted to JD's commanding presence? Fair. That is fair. It's prison fist. Good God. All right, what's the next topic I was going to go over? Okay, so the domestic. Yes. Oh. All right. So, Jeremy, I got a message like 11 at night saying someone found out that Jeremy was arrested on Vine. I think it was Vine. Who uses Vine still? I never used Vine. I never used any of those. I'm thinking of getting a TikTok just for funsies because I have some fun ideas. I think it'd be funny. But also, China takes all your data. I mean, but to be fair, so does everybody. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. But someone's like, yeah, I found it on Vine. Okay. And then the next day, yep, he's been arrested for abuse. Unfortunately, I don't have his the statement basically for the arrest, which I am very excited to get at some point. But I have seen basically the order. It's like he can't be within 500 feet of Jennifer. He can't contact her in any way. He can't send someone to contact her for him, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's a pretty standard protection order. And it also says that she can't contact him, which is very interesting because on a lot of them that I've served, it doesn't say that. And maybe people have updated it because there were issues, which is great because there were always issues where people like be in a public park and then the person that the protection order has been served by like shows up and they have to leave. It's like, well, but they were there first. It's a whole thing. So like Jennifer can't approach Jeremy. And if she does, like Jeremy has to basically back away. And if she says something and walks away, he cannot then engage in a new conversation. It's a whole thing. Like if you get a protection order, if you're involved in a protection order, stay away from each other. Even if you're the victim, stay away, right? Because if you're still seeking them out, then you're probably not the victim, are you? You're not. And she claims to have not been a victim. We're going to get into that. Currently making a deal to trade moon pie for his brown eye. Hey, Sean Vest, thank you so much. Thanks for what you do, which is be here and watch me ramble about a bunch of nonsense. CPE possibly lied about the supposed vandalism. Few flat tires on the tow trucks in this F-150. No puncture marks on tires. Probably Jennifer. That's what I've heard. That's what I heard, that there wasn't really any vandalism. And maybe Jennifer did do it. I wouldn't put it past her. And that would explain why he might get mad at her and assault her. Do I know that that's what happened? No. What I know is... Excuse me, I'm adjusting myself. What I do know is that whatever the police wrote in that statement, they gave the judge. The judge is like, yep, that's probable cause, despite the fact that Jennifer didn't want to provide a statement. Now, it's possible that Jennifer verbally stated something, but then declined to actually put it on paper. And that's part of where they got the probable cause. I don't know. So the situation is this, according to all the information I've seen so far, is supposedly there was some vandalism at the shop. Thank you, Mark. There's some vandalism in the shop. Jennifer and Jeremy were at the shop repairing things. Something happened. Some medical issue happened. Something that Jennifer won't actually discuss. She won't say what the medical issue was. She has avoided it completely. And they called an ambulance. But then like 8 other police officers, according to people involved, showed up. According to Jennifer, I think she said eight police officers showed up, which is interesting. And if it was Jennifer making the call, maybe she said something that indicated that it was more than just a mere medical thing. We don't know. I don't have a copy of that call. I'm working on it. I'm working on getting the affidavit for the arrest, et cetera, all that paperwork. But it's very interesting. The judge seems to agree that something happened. Vine. I'm so sorry, Vine. Thank you for the donation, though. I apologize for dragging you into it. Nomadic Wanderer. Great. Fantastic. I've been a little behind on all of this. So let's... Oh, I did find one, John. Let's actually just watch. You guys just want to watch? Where is it? Where'd it go? Where do I have it? That's not it. That's not it. I know I have it somewhere. If you guys give me a second for a second, you know how it is. Aha! Here we go. Hank, thank you. Why don't they just check JD's body cam and see what really happened? Maybe they did. That's a good call, though. James, second only to getting involved in land war in Asia. Never get involved with Jennifer when your freedom is on the line. I got that joke. Thank you for your donation. Read too fast. Can't understand half what you say, but you love the content. I will slow down. I apologize. I read quickly. All right. Let's see. Bloop. There we go. Here's the video of Jeremy in court. And there are some very interesting things I want to talk about. Thanks to McDoubledad for the video that's provided to Jay Pavilion. And thank you, Jay Pavilion, for publishing it. And also thank you, McDoubledad, for being involved as well. And all of you are great and phenomenal people. And it's good to have you here putting this stuff up so I can then steal it and use it in my live streams. All right, do we have audio? Do I have audio? Hold on. I don't know if... Give me 1 second, folks. Give me 1 second. Open sound settings. This computer, I swear. There's my problem right there. Shkablamo. This might be a little loud. We're going to find out.
Dan on behalf of Jeremy Dewitte. He's to my right.
Yes, he is.
All right.
Thank you, Vine.
Sir, can you tell me your name?
Wait. All right. Vine says, no,
Jeremy
wait,
Charles
stop.
Dewitte, Your Honor.
wait. We missed the hand. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Vine says, and thank you very much. While we're here, if you closely read Jennifer's statement, she does not deny that he did anything to her. I don't actually think I've seen the statement. Is it up? Oh. I'm sorry. I just got distracted by my own thought. Like, oh, interesting. All right. So, watch Jeremy's hand.
Sir, can you tell me your name?
Jeremy Charles.
He's like, wait, do I have to swear? No, you didn't ask me to swear. It's fine. Because when you do this, you generally have to swear in. But you give your name and then you swear and say everything I'm about to say is the truth, whatever. But this is a hearing. He's not being asked any questions this time, so he doesn't have to swear into anything. So let's keep going. I got to stop praising Amir. He made some claims about Jennifer that aren't true, and he's helping Jeremy out with claiming that his employees are contractors to get him disbarred. Well, the police haven't proven that they're contractors or that they're not contractors. So Amir still gets to make that claim because he's not... his focus isn't in, I assume, employment law. So he can make that claim without being disbarred. I'm not saying I like Amir. I don't dislike Amir. But I recognize what he's doing. He's pretty clever. And although we might dislike him for representing Jeremy, it's kind of his job. So if I see him doing things that I'm impressed by, I'm going to have to keep saying that I'm impressed by it. Vine, thank you. Declination of prosecution. She talks around the facts. She does talk around. We're going to talk about that. I'm glad you picked that up.
Jeremy Charles Dewitte, Your Honor.
Mr. DeLay, you're here in 2021 MM2397AO on charge of battery dating violence.
So it's not domestic violence. It's battery dating violence. I've never seen dating violence used. Maybe it's a Florida thing. Maybe I just never saw it. I don't know. It's violence.
Court did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find proper cause for your arrest.
I do want to pause. Kovacs, he's on record calling at least two of Jeremy's employees. You could argue semantics at that point. It's like, oh yeah, semantics, contractors. It's all semantics because we're not arguing that point in court. If that point is not being specifically argued, it doesn't really hurt anyone. And if that point is being specifically argued, I imagine Amir would be like, that is not my area of expertise. Let's call in someone who is. And that would be someone he'd already sort of found to talk about it, that he thinks would present Jeremy's situation in a good light. But at this moment, it's basically just semantics. Fine, thank you. We may be fading. Still better than MySpace. I miss MySpace. There were some good times.
I have a witness
I
in the
wouldn't go
witness
back.
booth. Ma'am, can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Jennifer Burton, Burton.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn
And this is
in?
where it gets good.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, ma'am, put your hand, oh, sorry. Can you tell me how you know Mr. DeWitte?
We used to date. We've dated on and off.
For how long?
About 3 years, 2 years, 3 years.
And do you want to have contact with him?
Fiddler wasn't suspended. He's doing administration.
Yes.
Are you afraid of him?
No.
Has anything like this happened in the past?
No.
Amir going. look at that face. Wait. Did they already tell? This is the part where they told Jeremy to. Hold on.
About 3 years, 2 years, 3 years.
Thank you, Sean.
And-
Thank you, Stephen. Okay, so whoever this guy is, security, whatever, the bailiff, I don't know what he is. But like Jeremy, you can't have him staring down the witness like that. You can't. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? Say it, I dare you. God, you can't do that. So this guy comes over and he basically comes up and I assume tells Jeremy, "Hey, eyes front, soldier." Eddie is truth. Oh, I love it. But listen to that pause, right? Now, when Jennifer is asked if this has ever happened before, it has happened before, and the judge knows this. And he asks this question, and there's this long pause. If it's never happened before, it's a pretty easy answer to give. You just say, no, it hasn't. But the fact that she's pausing, here's what I think is happening. This is based on my own experience in interrogation when, lying has actual real-world consequences. When lying has real-world consequences, people are worse liars. People have asked me, like, oh, you're an interrogator, you're an interviewer, you did all that stuff, you're an investigator. Get me to confess to a crime. Like, no, that's not how it works. Because one, I don't have a crime you've committed. I don't have evidence to throw your way. I have nothing. We're not in an environment that's conducive to an interview. And there is no consequence for you to lie to me, right? Jennifer's long pause. Thank you. That's amazing. Just a long pause. And WTF do I say? I almost swore. But I didn't because they're kids and I was asked not to. I control myself, unlike Jeremy. So, when you're under oath, when lying in court is perjury and you can go to jail for it, you're going to want to tell the truth more than you would in any other setting where there isn't that consequence, basically. So that long pause is likely her brain sort of weighing the consequences of telling this lie, which she wants to tell, but now that she's in this situation, she's like, ooh, I don't really want to. And the way she says yes, right? Listen to this.
Do you want to have contact with him?
Yes.
Once we get to it.
Are you afraid of him?
No.
Here it is.
Has anything like this happened in the past?
Pause. Long pause.
No.
No. Right? That's like, oh no. Her voice betrayed her on that one. That's a lie. That sounds, if I was interviewing someone and they said that in that voice, like there was like, no, yes, no. Okay, we're going to stop and talk about that. No. We're going to have a conversation about why you said it like that, because that grabs my attention immediately. When I heard that the first time I watched this, I was just, what? Like I was already kind of like pause. And then she said no like that. Bam. That is indicative of deception to me. Now, I'm not going to say that is, probable cause that she's lying. I can't make that determination. But in the course of my investigation, that is going to be an indicator for me to pursue that more directly. And Amir is sort of getting that like, that kind of look. You see how Amir is.
This happened in the past?
No.
That's side-eye. Amir. And that judge is having none of it.
Did drugs and alcohol play a role in this incident?
No.
If something like this were to happen again, do you feel comfortable contacting law enforcement?
Yes.
All right. Ms. State, do you have any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Delaney?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Burton.
Have I turned... Oh, the lighting is getting weird, isn't it? Violet's turned violet. That's all right. We're going to live with it. I don't know why I'm turning that color. That's very weird. But some of you have... Hold on. Base face? 1018? Thank you so much. 3769. I see what you did there. Jeremy appears to have failed to appear for a traffic fine and will soon have a suspended license. This is from public information put on the web by someone on Jeremy's team using Florida's DL check. Florida has unique DLs. That is what I've seen. Basically, he I think he like didn't give some paperwork back that they expected him to return and give back. They went, if you don't give this back, your license is suspended. But I don't think it goes into effect for like a month, and it's basically just a warning, and it shows up that way. But he's not going to be punished for it until a month goes by. Couldn't say for certain, but yes, there's a lot of stuff in this life that's just good luck, dude. Judge Bain, thank you so much. I've seen his videos the night before. Oh yeah. The judge calls her out for lies because Amir wants no hostile contact. P.S. No contact. Yeah, we'll get there. Jay Pavilion, thank you. Jennifer's a liar. She's been called out on lying by law enforcement. That sounds accurate. Sean Vest, thank you. Could she be snagged for perjury? If they really wanted to, but again, like just because a crime has been committed doesn't mean that you're going to go through the full thing. They might just be like, that's a warning. Don't lie to us. This isn't a huge deal. It's unlikely that a single word answer like this in this situation is going to get her for perjury. Now, did she meet the elements of perjury? Yeah. She was under oath and she appears to have said a lie. But are they going to like throw the book at her? Probably not. Not for something that small.
You contacted me this morning to let me know about this, correct?
Yes.
Why was Jeremy... Actually, this is a good question. I will pause for this. Why was Jeremy instructed to look away from Jennifer, but Amir wasn't? Because Jeremy is the subject. He is the threat to her. So because of that, he can't look at her. Amir is not a threat to her. Amir is actually the one who brought her in the first place. So there isn't this sort of perception of a threat in that case. That's a great question, though. Petments, thank you so much. The judge is your hero. Can't BS him. The 4-second pause was all the judge needed. Yeah, no, it's like that. Yeah, and then the way she said that she said it hadn't happened before. Like, come on. I almost hear the disgust in his voice revoking his bail. Yeah, he was not happy with that. Malt Liquor, hey, good to have you back. Thank you so much. Someone find J. Rule. Drool, so we can make sense of this. Yes. All right, let's keep.
What is it that you wanted the judge to know about this arrest?
Well, I mean, I initially called because I had an injury, and then
what was the injury,
fire
though?
rescue did show up.
What was the injury? Tell us. How did it happen? What was the injury? What caused it? Right? Because the problem isn't the injury. The problem was how the injury was caused. That's why this is all happening, Jennifer. But she never says why the injury happened.
But then so did 8 OPD officers. And they held me and Jeremy there for about 2 hours.
That's what will happen when there's an investigation. Yeah. Why am I this color? This is very weird. I'm okay with it. It's weird, though.
Because they kept asking me if
I corrected myself to Jarul.
he had beat me
right.
or if he was abusing me. And I refused to make a police report.
All right, she refused to make a police report. They were asking if she had been beaten, which makes me think that there were bruises or marks that were indicative of some sort of strike from Jeremy. She didn't want to make a statement, but she might have said something in like a spontaneous outburst. What's it called? Is it a spontaneous outburst? No, it's spontaneous statement. She may have made a spontaneous statement, which is where, you're not asking someone incriminating or potentially incriminating questions, but they still incriminate themselves or someone else regardless. Just regardless of the fact that you didn't ask them specifically about whatever they said, right? So if I have someone in the back of my patrol car and I'm driving them to the station and they go, man, I only meant to punch him. I didn't mean to break his nose and kill him, right? And I've been silent the entire time. That's a spontaneous statement or spontaneous utterance. That's another word for it. Matt Man Productions, thank you. Just for the blue man. I don't know what my coloring is. It's very weird. I think Jeremy's little emojis are going to be disappointed when they don't see a day in life. Jeremy Dewitte. That's right, JP. Thank you so much. Yeah. It's going to be silence. I'm very upset about that because I always get mad. Utterance. Thank you. Utterance. Word was on the tip of my tongue, but I got it. I got there in the end. Oh, my back is all sore. That's what I get for actually exercising for once. Griggsy says, didn't his wife also have a similar situation just a few weeks ago? I mean, there was an injury, but it was all very plausible in the way it was described. And to my knowledge, there was nothing that was said or no evidence that would indicate that it was anything more than, slipped on some water and hit a head on a counter. Could it be domestic? Yes. But in my professional opinion, as someone who has received additional training specifically for domestic violence intervention, and who has responded to, certainly a significant number of domestic violence calls, nothing there screams domestic violence. It's enough to sort of do a little bit of an inquiry, but not enough for charges or an arrest. A detention, yeah, but a brief one. Although Jeremy did commit obstruction when he refused to step outside for questioning. Tony, thank you. Only injury I have from my accident is scabolo, a left eye. Car versus semi. Hey, it's good. I'm glad. I was a little worried about you. Good to have you home. But, So, Jimmy's outside with those bluish purple lights. That's right. Why am I this color? What is happening? I don't really want to fix it. I'm kind of like, yeah. I feel like I'm in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory and I ate the bubble gum, That's the correct reference. Yeah, I got that right. Yeah. All right.
And I realized what they were trying to do. It wasn't what I originally called for. And so I said I wouldn't answer any more questions. When I asked to speak to him, I said, if he and I speak to you together, we can explain what happened. They said they were going to arrest me if I tried to talk to him at all.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So the arrest thing, hey, Matt, how's it going? The arrest thing, yes, if you're detained, right, if they're investigating a domestic violence or a violence thing, and someone did post that, she said that her foot was broken because it got caught in the door. There may be more to that story, I don't know. If the judge found that the arrest was Gucci, there's got to be more than that. Malt Liquor Marauder, thank you so much. Dealt with a lot of people who use what we called excited utterance. Excited utterance is a good one as well. Kathleen. But I was saying something and I've completely forgotten. I'm sorry. There was a comment that got me. What was I saying? All right, Jennifer. Oh, yeah. So if they've been separated, which is what you do, you get statements from both people away from each other. And one person goes, no, I'm going to go talk to him. No, you're detained over here. He's detained over here. You don't get to go back over to him. If you do, that's obstruction of this investigation. And therefore, yes, you are subject to arrest. You don't get to be in control, right? What you do is say, I'm not going to answer any questions. And then they're still going to keep you away from the guy. But they're not going to try to keep asking you questions. And the detention may last a little less long. That's basically your option right there. You don't get to walk away. You don't get to walk to the other person. None of that. Especially if you're concerned that your stories won't match up. That's why you separate the people. So they can't put a story together in real time and build off each other. Sometimes I'm blue, sometimes I'm not. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my white balance. I'm going to roll with it. Bacon one's rolling. Matt, thank you. Could they look at the wife's fall? I mean, I assume they could look farther into that. Steven, I am turning into my true form, a blueberry. Yes. You guys thought the blue in blue bacon was a joke. No. This is my true form. Malt liquor. I'm not going to read it, but I want you to know that I read it.
It turned from me having an injury to, as I said, 8 OPD officers showing up.
You called for medical assistance, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, get it,
Did you
Amir.
call because Mr. Dewitte had done something to you?
No.
No. There's that quick little breath. I have some doubts. It's not as telling as the way that she said it never happened before. But there's something weird about that little breath after she says no. JD's prison wallet. Thank you.
You want to make sure, I want to make sure that the court understands you
He's
are
on a
currently
mask. That's a good question.
a contractor for
Right.
Mr. DeWitte's company, correct?
Right. And I was there this morning
confirms
working
contractor.
in vehicles and everything. And I mean, that's what happened, so.
So, Your Honor, I'll proffer some information for the court's consideration, and I can have additional testimony elicited from Ms. Burton if necessary. Ms. Burton has been a contractor for Metro State for some time now. Their vehicles were vandalized, their tires were slashed, they were spray painted. Ms. Burton and Mr. Dewitte were dealing with that at the time that she got injured. And so I don't really understand why this is being characterized as a domestic violence battery case. I think her testimony is clear that that's not what occurred.
Well, it's not clear, though, because she never stated what the injury was or how it happened, right? Like, I get what Amir's doing, and he's dancing around this real well. But, you know, it's not clear. Of course, he wants to make it sound like it's clear, but it's not.
So I'd be asking the court to find that there's a conflict in the statement made by law enforcement and the sworn statement here today, which confirm that this, in fact, was not a domestic violence battery case. And
All right, hold on. Something's happening with my computer. What is... Hey! How's it going? Thank you, Arash. Good to have you here. How's it going? Always a pleasure. Always. My little bacon strips. Am I not? Ah, my video. No. What happened? No. Ah, man, hold on. All right. Well, we're going to have to, the internet, I don't know what's happening. I think I need a new cable for this monitor. We're going to keep listening to this. We're not going to see it.
Find probable cause based on her testimony. Certainly, I can have her proffer any additional information that Madam Prosecutor, Your Honor, would require in order to make that finding.
Well, Mr. Ledan.
Get it, Judge.
She started off with the situation not so good. Because I asked her if something like this happened in the past intentionally to see if she would tell me the truth.
You did, Arash.
She did.
You broke it.
Look at the
Chase Prison Wall, thank you. Black screen, that's what it looks like in here.
face sheet I'm looking at is several acts of domestic violence between these two individuals.
Get him, Judge. So if you didn't catch it as I was rambling over him, he's like, no, there have been other domestic violence incidents between them. So she lied to me.
So I don't know how much weight you want me to put in to her testimony to tell me that she called for medical assistance and nothing happened. That may be true.
But I'm not going to put much weight into it because she already lied to me. So this is on her now. Well done for bringing in a witness who lied to a judge. Cool. Arash, hey, thank you. Man, I appreciate you.
I don't know. But as of right now, of course, going to find probable cause for his arrest.
Bah! Which makes me think there's something in that arrest statement that's a little juicy. I haven't seen it yet, though. I can't wait to. I always love reading the arrest statement.
His bond in this case an amount of $1,000. Condition of bond, he had no contact with the victim in this case.
Why didn't the prosecutor ask her questions? This isn't really the place to cross-examine, I don't think. This is just a hearing for, like, bond, basically. Now, in the actual court case, like where they actually like argue whether or not he's guilty of this crime for conviction, yes, at that point the prosecutor would probably have all sorts of things. But I believe in this situation, and I don't know too much about court, but or how this particular part works, but I believe that this kind of really isn't the place for all that to happen. So maybe, not really sure.
That he maintain a separate residence from the victim. If they do have a shared residence, he may return one time with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items he has. He may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons and firearms he has, and he return with the law enforcement within 24 hours of his release.
Get him. Nope, still black. Darn. Well, this is where it gets good. I mean, all of it's good, but this part.
And you're out on bond and other cases.
He's just going through the other cases that Jeremy's out in bond. Like, oh, there are a lot of them, by the way. There are a lot of cases out in bond on. And if you look at his criminal record and you go into this particular case, you can see all the ones that have been revoked. It's beautiful.
You're out on bond in Osceola County case 2020, CF 3570.
I don't know what Jeremy's doing, but he's not happy.
You're out on bond in Osceola County case 2019, CF 3928. You're out on bond in case 2020, CF 4466AO. You're out on bond in case 2020, CF 1974BO. You're out on bond in case 2020, CF 1977AO. You're out on bond in 2020, CF 2039AO. You're out on bond in case 2020, CF 2414AO. You're out on bond in case 2020, CF 2415AO. You're out on bond in case 2020, CF 1853AO. You're out on bond in case 2019, CF 15057AO. You're out on bond in case 2019, CF 15055AO. You're out on bond in case 2019, CF 12733AO.
Thank you, Arash. It does put a smile on my face. Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
And all those bonds, the cases, the coast will revoke those bonds.
All right, so we have 12. And they're all revoked. So he is being charged with more than 12 things. But a lot of those charges come from incidences that happened prior to his initial arrest that he was out on bond for. And he can't be put on additional bond because of things that happened before his bond that he already paid off. It's a weird and complicated thing, but it does make sense that it's 12 as opposed to like the 30 other things he's charged with. I think, if I have it right. So 12 things. Done. I don't know that he gets that money back that he paid. I could be wrong. I don't know. Corey, yes, I did. And it wasn't great. I did go back there for military police investigation school, and it was really cool going back as someone with rank and being, oh, interesting. I mean, I say rank. I think I was a specialist at the time, but like I wasn't private. And I knew a guy who was there. I knew one of the CID guys because I'd worked with him as in counter narcotics, and he was teaching at the CID school. And so it was fun to I got connections. I never had a reason to use any of my connections, but it was cool being back there and going, I remember this. Wow, it looks so different now. But yes. Oh, was it the same judge that told Amir to talk to his client? That sounds about right. It's amazing. Steve-O, thank you so much. In Florida, the victim declines charge, the state becomes the victim, which is great. If that's true, love it. I love to see that. Justin DeWitt, give him a break. It's only over a dozen cases. Yeah, you're right. You just give him a break. Oh, man. So that's basically...
I'm going to set new bonds at $0 in those cases. I think Mr. Ledan represents you in all those cases.
What
They can get you in front of the one judge probably that's handling all the orange cases, all the Osceola County cases to see if there's any release conditions they're going to release you on.
He's very confused. I wish I can't... Look, it's black. I don't know why. It just bloop. JC Prison Wall, thank you. Hold up one more finger. You know what I mean for tonight. Oh my God. But Jeremy, I don't know. If you watch this video, Jeremy's over there like, what? Oh gosh, Arash. Gosh, sorry. I'm so excited. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's phenomenal. Yeah, but Jeremy's over here just...
Your Honor, if Ms. Burton can't have contact with my client, she's going to lose her employment. Would the court consider a no hostile contact
which is a fair proposition? Didn't work though.
Order in lieu of a no contact order? They do not reside together. They're not dating. So, I mean, there's no issue here as it relates to that.
Not at this time. You can talk to the division judge about that. Seems that didn't work before, based on what I'm reading. So
you're saying like this already happened, and it didn't fix anything. So no, we're not going to improve it this time because it already didn't work once. Fair, very fair. And now they can petition to change that, but I think they did petition to change it, and it didn't work, if I remember correctly. Did that happen?
So,
Stephen, thank you. Have I had a brother-in-law friend who's an MP for the Army and sister in the Air Force? Thanks for the content. Hey, thank you for appreciating my nonsense, which is entirely nonsense. It's all just a stream of consciousness from my mouth to your faces. I'm going to say
him about whether him or her about how they feel about the no hostile contact being reimposed.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, have a great day.
Get him out.
You guys can hide on your little Discord.
And he's he's like, what?
And you can hide on your little... All those dumb fucks. Just so you know, I've never saluted with my left hand. You arrogant dumb fucks.
Like
It
that?
started impersonating a police officer. But at the end of the day, do you want your family to find that one car that doesn't...
All right, I'm done. I'm going to give someone a seizure. Thank you, Raj. Thank you. Woo! How's that for dancing? What's happening? I don't even know, man. Ray Smith, me and a few of my associates are thinking of inviting Jeremy to come over to Afghanistan for a few months just so we can get some bragging rights. Odds of him surviving is very slim. Jay's prison wallet. Good question. How can she lose employment if she's a contractor? Thank you. Yes, if she's a contractor, she should have her own company that she contracts out of. So, you know, is that appropriate phase? Kind of weird. Kind of odd. Oh, I wish the judge had been like, and I wouldn't have thought of it, but like, I love that you guys did. Would have been like, oh, well, if she's a contractor, she needs to contract someone else. Have a nice day. But anyway. Nice. Cops didn't make it to my house yet. I think the person we were trying to keep here has left. I had a friend here who had their friend who's having, well, I say friend, used to be friend, not so much, false pretenses, etc., trying to keep him here so the police could serve him. I think they drove away, though. I heard a car go. It's a shame. But it's okay. It's whatever. Curses. Anyway, that's all I had planned. That's basically gets all of you up to speed. Pemets, thank you. Dewitte doesn't have to worry about pleading the fifth. Said he's alone enough to criminate himself. Yeah, no kidding. Want to hear the super chat sounds? Oh, what sounds does the super chat make? Does it make? I can't hear it for some reason. But you know. So yeah, that's the end of my planned stuff. Ask me questions. Let's talk about things. Let's. Oh, if anyone wants to know what this super chat video comes from, I did a stream with a sovereign citizen something or other way back. So like, you don't know what you're talking about. I could defeat you in a stream. I went, haha, okay. And there was another guy who said that he could do the same thing. And then he's like, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I'll have to email you. And then he never emailed me, the coward. I don't think he emailed me. Maybe he did, and I just missed it. But there was this point where he was just, it turns out he's a flat earther. He doesn't believe the atomic bomb was ever dropped. The guy was nuts. At one point, I just chucked my keyboard because I was just so frustrated with him. That's what the video that shows up there was from. It was fun. It was a thing. Slammed into a car. Go to the first document in the court documents. Let's do that. Because, yeah, I probably just missed that. Orange. Criminal record. Am I a nasty girl? I am now. I used to be active. J Pavilion, thank you. You want to crash the stream? I could hop in Discord for a little bit. Let me just. All right, I'm popping in general. See if we can make this work. Oh, hello.
Hey.
Welcome to the party.
All right. Looks like we are in. Guess gotta turn off the other stream. All right.
Fair. How's it going, Challenger? Also, J Pavilion in the house. In the what?
Hey, what happened with that video though? It was like black or something.
Oh yeah, no, it just like my video cut out for some reason. There's a cut on this cable here, and I think it started messing with the drivers, and it's like, nope.
Let me send you a cable.
No, I have one in my shopping cart. I was gonna buy it this week, but Arash has very generously donated for it. You're the man. All right, now I gotta zoom in on the thing because my screen's like 10 feet away from me, It's just not conducive to looking anything up. But I have it behind the camera, which is very useful. All right, Jeremy's his name auto-populates. I've looked him
Somebody
up
said
so
I
many
sound like I'm
times.
16. What? How? Okay, I'm young, but not that young.
I love it. Pet Mets, thank you. Jeremy acts like a law enforcement official that is also a sovereign citizen. As always, thank you for your service. Always enjoy your street live streams. Thank you for being here, Peb Mets. And yes, I mean, I wouldn't say he's a sovereign citizen because he doesn't use the sovereign citizen arguments. I mean, I'm not saying that you're saying that, but he definitely does sort of try to warp the laws in his favor like a sovereign citizen would. And in that case, yes. Ooh, search results, 71 cases. My goodness, Jeremy. What are you doing for yourself?
It's a lot of freaking cases, dude.
Yeah, but what's
Holy
happening in
shit.
your life, JP? What's going on? How's it going? What's the shenanigans about these days?
I recently did a stream, and I had like 300 people watching. We played
Ooh,
basically
nice.
the same video that I uploaded.
Oh,
I
heck
mean, you're
yeah.
showing. So what happened was I was playing the video, and then I just realized something. The more I was watching that video, the more I could like read Jennifer's like voice or
Oh, yeah.
hear Jennifer's voice and how much she's lying, which makes sense.
Because she is.
But it's obvious. Like now it's starting to come to the point where it's just starting to be super obvious. Like she doesn't even bother to hide it, you know?
Yeah.
Not at all. And then I'm also working on the EDM song,
Nice.
which a lot of people seem to love.
Love it.
You played it, and I was like, no freaking way. I started laughing. I was like, yes, this is.
Oh, yeah, it was at the end of your video.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it's gonna come up soon. Right now, that was
Good.
the unfinished version. But oh yeah, so a lot of people are shouting me up. Steve-O, Grizz, got a lot of
Nice.
people. Holy crap! But yeah, and some of my songs are on Spotify. So if you guys want to check it out, it's on Spotify.
Yeah, get it. Check him out. Ramsey versus Dimwit's, I imagine. You versus him.
Oh, we got a super chat.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Matt. Thank you. Sorting 37, thank you. How we get a jury of his peers. That's a lot of police impersonators. Just a lot of sociopaths. Hey, it's a good one. It's a good joke.
So
All
I
right.
FOIA requested some of the stuff.
Nice, good. Yes. Plead not guilty waiver of arraignment. Which document is the one? Do I have the right? Am I looking at the right one? I feel like I am. Yeah, I am. Which document shows that she was hit by in the car? Demand for discovery, demand for disclosure, notice of designation of email address, discovery, plea of not guilty, waiver of arraignment. That's not going to be it, right? Advice to defendant, out on bond. I mean, there's the first document, which is 4 pages, which is the complaint, but that one's not available. Dolly, thank you. I'm looking at the first document. The 4-page one? I can't access it. Are you talking about the one on the top? Like the top? Oh. Oh, the 5-page one. That's it. Maybe. Sorry, when I think first one, I think of the first one filed, which is at the bottom, I believe, generally. All right. Certification of service doesn't matter. Not important. That's a mere. All right. Jennifer Burton, the alleged victim of the above noted matter, recognized criminal charges were initiated against my employer. Oh, yeah, this is it. You're right. My bad. Against my employer, the defendant, based allegations of violence against me. I'm aware I have constitutional. Boring. All of this is your standard sort of I'm aware of what the rights are. I have known Jeremy since 2018, currently a contractor for his company, Metro State. Mr. DeWitte and I are not dating. We do not have any relationship with one another other than a business relationship and a friendship. That seems unlikely, but it's possible, I suppose. On Wednesday, April 7th, 2021, I was injured at the office and I called 911. Doesn't say how she was injured, but that's fine. Maybe it gets there. I asked for help because I thought I broke my foot. Oh, when it was slammed into a car door. Again, doesn't explain how it was slammed into a car door. What do you think, JP?
Or the vandalism that Jennifer's saying?
No, about her slammed in the front. How do you think her foot might have gotten slammed into a car door?
Whose foot?
Jennifer's.
Jennifer's? Really?
That's That's what the statement is. On Wednesday, April 7th, 2021, I was injured at the office and I called 911. I asked for help because I thought I broke my foot when it was slammed into a car door.
So she claims her foot was stuck in a car door, and to my suspicion, it seems like she was trying to get out, but then like
Oh, you
assume
think maybe
allegedly
she's being trapped in
JD
there?
Yeah, like JD pushed the door
Ooh.
to the point where it probably like damaged her foot. Not drastically where it came to a point where she needed like some stitches or broken bones. But I mean, I just go, what? How? Like, how is that even possible? Like, I don't even believe it.
Yeah. And it could be an accident, where he didn't realize her foot was there and he went to close the door. Could be. But police didn't think so. Fire and rescue came out, and based on their assessments, I determined I did not need to go to the hospital. As I author this affidavit, I'm able to walk without issue, and my ankle was swollen, but otherwise without concern. I feel like Amir wrote this and just had her in the room, because this is too clean. Law enforcement also responded to the call. A total of 8 law enforcement officers from the Orlando Police Department responded to the office. Instead of helping me, they held me there for 2 hours while they attempted to persuade me to make a sworn statement against Mr. Dewitte. I refused to do so because it was not necessary or appropriate. Now, persuade in this case might have been, are you sure you weren't hurt? Are you sure he didn't hit you? Right? Because victims of domestic violence often don't actually turn against their abusers. It's a shame. Sort 37, thank you. What if she was the one vandalizing everything? Jeremy stopped it. Oh, I do like that theory. It's possible. And then, of course, she's going to be held there until everything's sorted out, which could take 2 hours. And it's not the police's job to help her with medical stuff because the fire is there. Fire and medical is there to do that. So, Beth, thank you so much. I love the sticker. Stephen, thank you. Damn, I thought they were all making him wear the high-vis uniform to the jail. He's lucky to get out. Yeah. Hey, Beth, thank you. I'm glad you caught it as well. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. All right. Repeatedly told him I did not wish to prosecute Mr. Dewitte and reiterate that now, but as we
So
already
a lot of
discussed,
people
the
are
state
saying
does.
I should have paid attention. My bad. I was literally typing something to super
No,
chat.
no,
That's
it's
why
good,
it
it's
came up.
good.
And then I
You're
was like,
good.
yeah, like and share the stream because I'm not sure not a lot of people liked it. We got 700 people watching, and then there's only 100 likes. Come on, guys, like the stream. Let's go.
No, it's not his fault. He was doing it's. I do the same thing, multitasking, right? He didn't expect it. I threw that out there, just because I'm like, he's been quiet for a while. I wonder what will happen if, hey, what do you think about this? And he just went, what?
I just keep reading the chat, and I'm like going at it, reading people's comments. It's hilarious.
Oh, it's so fun. No, it was great. No,
Hey, you gotta press that
against you.
button.
think
I
it's
wasn't
funny.
paying attention. You gotta press that button.
You're right. You gotta wait. Roll back to all the broken.
Oh, you got that big thing? There we go.
Oh man.
Motor 3 didn't not 50-50 intersection yet.
All right. When I was asked if anything like this had happened in the past, I paused, but testified it had not because nothing like this has ever happened before. It was a hard question for me to respond to because he had a warrant issued in October for a domestic case where I called law enforcement for a battery at the hands of another individual, and they attributed it to Mr. Dewitte. That caused me to pause as I was uncertain how to phrase that. No, her statement said that it was Dewitte. Like, we read the statements. It was Jeremy was the one who was that. She's trying to pretend it wasn't. Like, get out of here. Oh, that's why it's Judge Bain. That's why Judge Bain is in the chat under that name, saying they saw that. Okay, I get it now. Someone just commenting as Judge Bain, and I didn't realize that was the judge.
So many impersonators, just like DeWitt.
Aaron, basically. Thank you. All right, I think Judge Bain took my hesitation and dishonesty as he said on the record there have been multiple instances of domestic violence by and between Mr. DeWitte and I, and that is completely false. I have never called law enforcement on Mr. DeWitte and accused him of domestic violence. Yeah, you didn't have to accuse him of domestic violence. You called law enforcement, and there were strong indicators that domestic violence had occurred, and there were filings of domestic violence between you and Jeremy. You don't have to, Jennifer. That's not. You don't have to specifically press charges for this to be the case. I'm not in fear of Mr. DeWitte, although you probably should be, Jennifer. Do you not need protection? Well, it's not up to you at this point, I guess. I
think she regrets calling the police.
Oh no, of
begin
course,
with.
because now she's getting super involved in all of that, and I want to say that they were like, no, like doesn't count, not gonna fly. Judge, yeah, there you are, Judge Bain. Hey, thank you.
Yo,
Chase,
Judge Bain.
Thank you. Catch a delicious moment when the bailiff told Jeremy to not look at Burton. I know. Oh, I loved that. We're just like, No. Killing
hilarious,
time
dude.
passing through. Saw a video that went over Florida laws. The segment stated that because of his background, he isn't supposed to be able to carry chemical weapons, i.e. his pepper spray or pepper ball. He can't carry them concealed. But I believe he can carry them. I believe. Because I've gone over that. I haven't gone over it very recently. Shauna, thank you, by the way, but do we believe the cars were vandalized? I don't know. It's possible. There are enough people that don't like him to make that a definite possibility. But do I believe maybe he's exaggerated those claims? Yes. I think that's entirely possible as well. But I'm not going to be like, no, he's lying if I can't, like, specifically call him out. Now, Brent, thank you so much. In the Ramsey interview, J.D. claims to carry the pepperball gun for personal protection. And then Ramsey checks the pepperball gun and it's empty, so Jeremy has no balls. For many reasons, I imagine. Yes, that's a very good point. And I actually went over that in a stream. How dare you not check that out? I'm just kidding. It is possible that Jeremy is heading to the office and that he loads his pepperball gun up at the office as opposed to at home. Jeremy, you can feel free to use that defense because I am certain Amir is already aware that is an appropriate defense to use. Right? A lot of people are like, why are you helping him? Like, Amir is going to say the exact same thing to him. Amir is going to go over all of this with him. I'm not giving them anything they don't already have. So that's probably going to be his excuse, and I can't counter that unless someone testifies, no, he always comes to the office with it loaded. But
Did you catch in his Day in the Life of Jeremy Dewitte where he has that seatbelt thing where it turns off the beeping in the car?
Oh, yeah. No, he had that. Like, and I called him out for the seatbelt. Like, hey, bud, you want to say that you're not committing crimes, but here you are. Oh, also, I've been told the vandalism case and the dating violence were done at 2 separate times. One was in the morning, one was at night. So it was unlikely that Jennifer was caught in the act of doing it since there was a time discrepancy. And I'm told that's kind of important, and I assume the reason it's kind of important was for the reason I stated. I exaggerated that for my own amusement. Yeah, no, I just exaggerated it for my own amusement. But yeah. Wait, I just missed that. What was that? Well, Simply Splashy. Will JD have to hand in his gun? Has no firearms? Well, he's not allowed to have any weapons, I think, at this point. So he might have to turn in all his baton, his spray, his everything. Not that he is going to use it because he's going to be in jail. So.
And they look real, dude.
They do. It's not. Have you seen the pictures of it? Up close?
I did.
Someone did a stream.
Even my
on that.
moderator was like, hey, look at this. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. They do look the same. No shit.
Yeah, entirely intentional. A Chase, thank you so much. Theory carries an empty pepperball gun, makes stupid moves in the hopes that the cop shoots him so he can sue and make some money. Well, he does wear a vest, so I don't think he'd be that worried about actually dying if he was shot. Now, that's the theory. That's an interesting thought. Interesting. I'll ruminate
It's like
on that
Jennifer
one.
is. It's like Jennifer says one thing. She's like, all right, I'm gonna put Jeremy in jail. I'm gonna like accuse him of everything else. But then she
when it actually
redacts
happens,
everything.
well, that's because
Yep. Then she's like, yep.
it feels like she does that to control him, right? Like, if you don't do this, I'm going to file this report. And then she can't because then there goes her cash cow, right? If he's in jail, he's not paying her. So she has to walk a
Allegedly.
very fine line. Yeah, allegedly. Allegedly. I can't say this is actually happening for sure, but it sure feels that way. TC, how is it going? Thank you so much, 537. She's never accused him of domestic violence before. Yeah, she only accused him of that R word I can't say on YouTube. She did do that. Which I think was a rape by deception situation, is what she'd accused him of, by saying, like, he lied to me about who he was, and I wouldn't have consented if I had known, et cetera, et cetera. But, like, she doesn't really have a case now because she went back and kept dating him. So, apparently, even if she does know, she's still going to date him. She has accused him of violence before. She didn't want to say it was him. She's like, it was someone. But, like, other people are like, no, it was Jeremy. So, she has given a statement that indicated that he had committed violence against employees or contractors. So she is incorrect about that. She's just trying to play the semantics game in a place where semantics game isn't played. Spartacus, thank you so much. I want to see it when Jeremy finds out Amir is a lawyer impersonator. Can you imagine? That would be the best. That's the twist this needs. Of the many twists this has, that's the twist we need.
Fireman John says to pull up the 23 revoked bonds in the OCSO jail site. Orange County
I
Sheriff's Office jail
have
site.
those here. We have
Yeah.
out on bond, 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 out on bond. I think that's only 12. That's still a lot though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, she's out on 12. 12 were revoked, I believe. Good. I bet Miller's watching this laughing like, ha, got him, boys. I'm doing paperwork. It's the easiest job. I could sit here and eat donuts all day. Yeah. Paperwork's not
Kinda
bad once
donuts.
in a while. What? Oh, man. See, I don't know about Vidler, but I'm a big fan of, I like jelly donuts. I do.
Huh?
I'm not a cream-filled donut kind of guy, but I do love a...
What? Really?
It's true. It's just not for me, man. I love a good... Any donut with bacon, any donut with maple, and a chocolate frosted donut will get me every time.
Okay, chocolate sauce front. I like that too.
Yeah,
I like
yep.
that. I get that from Dunkin'.
Oh, yeah. No, it's great. Caleb, thank you. Jero TCS stuff in the house. No, I have my my vaccination card that proves I've been vaccinated. I haven't gone to any of the donut places. What is it? Krispy Kreme, I think, is offering free donuts to anyone who proves they were vaccinated. And
Really?
What? Eric? What?
Someone just donated $250. What?
Arash did over chunks of 50. Maple don't suck.
Yeah.
Pneumatic, get out of here. You'll never be a police officer. Get out. Wrong. No, it's
Pneumatic
fine. You can
wanker.
just like maple donuts. It's fine. Jay's prison wall. Thank you. Unfortunately, a big combination of chocolate and cream filled. My God.
Oh, that's a negative
You get
37 right there.
You get the big bopper for that one. Serial Hobbies,
There's
how's it
like-
going? Late to the party when you expect JD to be released. He might not be released now until all those bonds that were revoked go through the court process. And then he's probably going to end up with jail time, or potentially so. It might be a while. Has
there
there been
for a
any
while.
talk? What's that?
It's gonna be there for a while. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
potentially. John, oh my goodness. Hold on, John. 1 second. Thank you so much. 1 moment. There's a thing. All right. Sorry. Ken Harris, has there been any talk of Dr. Phil update segment? Not with me. No one's reached out to me. Those jerks. It's fine. John, goodness, thank you so much. We're looking at this all wrong. We should be financing Jennifer Burton to focus full-time on Jeremy. A bonus for every felony. Yeah. Jennifer, report him. We'll pay you. Now, that's an idea. Can you do that? Is that allowed? Is that lawful? I want to say yes. I feel like it's wrong. But I want to say yes. As long as you make it clear that you're only paying her if... Well, no, because... There's too much of a concern that she would be lying for the money instead of telling accurate statements, because she gets money and now all of a sudden, she wants more money, but she needs to come up with a criminal charge, so she might exaggerate or make something up. At which
She needs a
point-
real job.
Yeah.
She needs a
life.
real
She needs a
job.
real man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be it though. I stay
Yeah, I
away
was
from
going to
women
step
like
up,
that.
but I changed my mind. I was not going to
Oh no, trust me. I've
Hey,
been
yo, what's
friends
up,
with
Jennifer?
women that's like that,
What's up, Jennifer?
but not me. I've never dated them.
You ever find yourself in Seattle, you can come stay away from me. I want nothing to do with you. You crazy lady. Because JD is a highly decorated war hero, he'll get a presidential pardon. There you go. Yeah. Huh. Ray Smith, I believe everyone wears a vest nowadays. So I don't do that shots. Chest shots, do headshots. I still do chest shots, and I walk my shots up. So I start with the chest and I start going up with it, right, as I shoot, and then boom, 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 if I can, right. Now the first shot is probably gonna slow them down a little bit, because even if you have a vest, that's gonna hurt. So it gives you a little more time to aim. But like if there are people in the background, if I have to be as accurate as possible, I'm going for the center shot, just because I have to hit them. If I miss, someone else might die. And I mean, even in that situation, I probably wouldn't take that shot. I would try to mobilize to a different position so I'd have a better angle where other people weren't being endangered. It's a whole thing. But yes, it's a reward for telling the truth. That's fair. That's fair. But you have to be able to establish that you're not paying her to tell lies, or that she is not making up lies, regardless of whether or not you want to. It gets to a complicated situation. I don't know if it is illegal, but I definitely think that there could be issues that are brought up because of that. Certainly the defense would be able to pick it apart to some degree based on the fact that, payment was given for testimony by a civilian as opposed to the government, which would be, payment for their time.
No, but I wonder though, if JD does go to jail for like a good 20 years or so, what is Jennifer gonna do? I wonder.
Go back on Ashley Madison and find someone else that she can manipulate. John, Jesus, good
Holy crap,
God.
John.
Thank you, John. Thank you so
Love
much.
it.
I appreciate you so much. I'll cash out Jennifer Burton to wear a cam. She can send it weekly to Orange County. They can stack felonies. Now that would be more appropriate, unless she started to try to instigate stuff, at which point maybe entrapment can be argued. But if it's just being sent to Orange County and they've no input on what she's doing, then it shouldn't be entrapment because it's not the government doing it. Now there's an idea. I like that idea. Wait.
Like a wire.
Because it's two-party consent state in Florida. Unless she does it in the office, which she can't go to anymore, because the office apparently has signs that say you are subject to recording in this area. The problem is if he says, "Are you recording me?" and she says, "I'm not," then we get into other issues. Yeah. There are some complications, but that is better.
So she's not allowed to do that then, if she were to do that.
If she did it within the office, if there are signs that already state you are subject to audio and visual recording, it would be fine. But if he was like, "Are you recording?" If you got suspicions, "Are you recording me?" Then she would likely have to say yes or deflect that question. If I were her, I'd say, "I can't believe you'd ask me that. How dare you?" And I'd walk away, like, "Oh shoot, I gotta go." I wouldn't answer. I would deflect and go.
Jeremy was recording photo. Jeremy was recording photo. Remember that? And
and that's
Jeremy Dewitte?
definitely potentially illegal. I'm surprised that there isn't. Well, I'm not that surprised because there's so many bigger things that they probably are aware of that and have that sort of on the back burner just in case. But they
Judge Bain.
Yeah, I think they're. 100% support this plan. Make it so. All right, Judge. With your approval, thank you so much. I think they're aware of it. I think they've documented it and we'll go back to it if necessary. But I think right now there's really no point putting more on because they'll just sort of take all the cases and throw them together into one charge. So if they don't like that charge, they don't like the conviction, the sentencing, they can still throw other things at him afterwards, which I assume they're leaving the small stuff out just in case. That's sort of a backup. I've seen it happen before. I couldn't tell you, but that would be my guess. So now if there was a warrant to acquire that recording and Jennifer was a source for law enforcement, she was a registered source, then she could lie about recording him. But she wouldn't be allowed to antagonize him into doing anything criminal. Because the police are involved and giving input, then it could be considered entrapment. So, it's a whole thing. Cap Watch has the latest arrest. I've heard it. I haven't seen it. I've heard of it. I've heard that exists. Not that I've heard the audio or anything.
Tanya's tagging me saying you two should read No Cops Together.
Oh yeah, I have to do that different stream. I gotta start wrapping this up because I've been doing this for 2 hours. I gotta get some stuff done. But No Cops is that's the thing I have that on my laptop. It's not in. I'm storing it in the washer right now, which is not true. But I only have 2 rooms. So.
But yeah, that Cop Watch video. The one where, I'm gonna be making a commentary on it.
Oh, do it.
I actually reached out to him.
Oh yeah.
And he actually said, "Yeah, go ahead and do it. I want to see what you do on that commentary." So
nice.
I'm so happy. Yeah. So that'll be something I'm looking forward to. Yeah, looking forward to that.
Heck yeah. Where? Oh, I just saw a comment. Hold on. Northeast Texas, or Texan, sorry. You should interview one of the cops involved in the DeWitt case. I'd love to, but not until this case is over. I don't want any of them to get in trouble, and I don't want to be responsible for ruining the case against Jeremy. After it, I would love to, though. Steven, thank you so much. Isn't your name brought up in the new arrest video? First,
Oh, he's talking about me. No, so that's Real World Police. He mentions Real World Police in that interview, and that's when I think it was Ramsey, right? He goes, "Yeah, I mean, it's just somebody requested it." Jay goes, "Yeah, Jay Horowitz." That's where he mentions Real World Police.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's not me. I mean, my name is Jay, but it ain't my last name ain't Horowitz. So that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's correct. Frank, thank you. Frank says, I find it interesting that all his videos lately, when he gets released or prison calls, are all of Jennifer and his wife's MIA. Yeah, I feel like because his wife, remember that time where they're like, hey, insurance, and like his wife was freaking out about it. I feel like she doesn't want to be a part of this anymore, dealing with all of that. When Ronnie was questioned, she said that Jeremy was in the Army. She really believed that he was in the Army. He's been lying to her this entire time. I think that's why he claims to have. It's probably why he still has like the flag up and the Special Forces book, etc., in the home, which makes me angry because he can own those things, but he's using that to make people believe that he was Special Forces. You just know he was. Carlos, thank you so much. You have a good night as well. Jamie, he assigns the office people, they are recorded. Yes, that is fair. But if you ask, am I being recorded, and someone says, no, you're not being recorded, then you do once again have an expectation of privacy. And at that point, any recording could be considered unlawful in many circumstances. And there could be a claim that Jeremy had unlawfully recorded photo. And that is why that adds up that way. Anyway, I got to get going. JP, right. It's been an absolute delight to have you as always.
Same here. Same here.
Love your stuff. Always a good time. Folks, if you aren't subscribed to JP Pavilion, go make that happen. He does live streams as well. He's a lot less biased than I am at this point. He's still trying to keep it neutral. I tried to keep it neutral in the beginning, and then Jeremy started insulting me. I went, okay, gloves are off. That's fine. So his perspective is still fairly in that realm, which I think is great. I think it is important to try to stay
Does he not realize we can end his whole career?
I know, right? With a snap. I need to get myself.
So simple.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning on to the Blue Bacon stream. I'm about to head out. I know you're about to head out, so thank you, Blue Bacon, for letting me crash your stream. Basically,
hey, of
appreciate
course.
it.
You know it. All right.
Until next time.
Now. See ya. And the rest of you, as always, it's been delightful, and I always have fun doing this when I have the time to do it. My life is a mess. It's fine. Eventually it's gonna get less busy at some point. We hope. I always say that, and it doesn't. It's fine. It's fine. But you guys are phenomenal as always. I always love talking to you, and having these interactions, being able to do this live. I love doing this live. I love the feedback and all of that. And for those of you who donated, you're incredible. For those of you who didn't donate, I guess you're okay. I'm just kidding. You're also phenomenal. Thank you just so much for being here. If you feel like hitting that like button, feel free. It helps me sort of get on the algorithm, I guess. I don't really know how it works. If you aren't subscribed, you just sort of stumbled across this and are going, who's Jeremy Dewitte? Hit that subscribe button. There's a bell as well, I think. I don't really know how it work. You think I would, but I don't. Hit that if you want more. If you want to, keep up to date on all of this nonsense, etc., etc. So yes, you are all my bacon bits, which is an objectively better name than Little Motors. So stupid. I love it. Anyway, I'm just reading all your goodbyes because I care about you all. Until the next time, folks, be good, stay safe.